Chapter 2009. The Stage in the Sky. On the ground, Ancestor Extreme Flame and the others clenched their fists. They were very happy. Those despicable people had all been killed. Dad, you're the best. Lin Yi was also very excited. He worshipped Lin Ling even more. At this moment, the sky was filled with a bloody massacre. Moreover, it was Lin Ling's massacre. Those who dared to destroy his rainforest sacred ground would be killed regardless of their origin. Kill, kill until the sky and earth were turned upside down. Not only the ghost race, the devil race, but even the human race, Lin Ling would kill them all. Those who dared to provoke him, Lin Ling, would die. Kill Lin Ling's family. Among all the cloaked people, a cold voice suddenly came. It seemed a bit sinister. Lin Ling looked over and found that it was Heaven Martial Warrior. This guy also joined the massacre. Moreover, death was at hand and he still wanted to make a move against his family. It's you. Yu and Yuer's expressions changed. They thought of Heaven Martial Warrior as their brother. They didn't expect him to want to kill them. I will destroy things that don't belong to me. Lin Ling, you want to kill me? That's impossible. Let me tell you, I obtained a great treasure in the underground city. I'll be waiting for you in the competition in a year. Now, I'm leaving. Heaven Martial Warrior said indifferently and strode away. His words were full of confidence. He came and went as he pleased. Moreover, he let others kill Lin Ling's family, but he didn't kill them himself. Clearly, he wanted to borrow a knife to kill them. Of course, his talent was very strong. The ancient divine crows that approached him all slowed down. It was as if time, space, and laws were all slowed down. A heaven-defying talent. However, since he was here, how could he leave? Freeze time. Right now, Lin Ling's soul force was greatly increased. Once time was frozen, especially when it was targeted at one person, it was extremely terrifying. Heaven Martial Warrior slowed down the surrounding speed, but Lin Ling directly froze him. Why can't I move? Heaven Blessed Martial Warrior froze in the air. He panicked. He found that he couldn't move, and the space around him was also frozen. He could only think. Moreover, he guessed who attacked him. It was Lin Ling. Boom. His heart exploded. Could it be that Lin Ling was hiding another talent? And it was a talent that surpassed all other talents. You said I can kill you. Impossible. Almost at the same time, a figure appeared in front of Heaven Blessed Martial Artist. It was Lin Ling, and he walked over step by step. Heaven Martial Warrior wanted to resist, but he couldn't, and could only watch as Lin Ling approached him. The expressions of the other cloaked figures also changed drastically. They wanted to help, but when they got close to Heaven Blessed Divine Martial, they couldn't move. Lin Ling was even more terrifying than they imagined. I know. What's left behind here is only a strand of your corporeal energy source. You must have cultivated some sort of cultivation art that allowed you to split your corporeal energy source into two, leaving the other half in the ancient rhythm immortal platform. However, do you think that the other half of your corporeal energy source can return? Lin Ling faintly spoke. Heaven Martial Warrior's eyes trembled. Lin Ling actually knew his secret. However, he soon realized that the frozen time was about to end. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Clearly, Lin Ling's mysterious talent wasn't very strong. He could still resist. Of course, he wasn't sure what kind of talent it was, and whether it could grow again. If it could, then it would be heaven-defying. Gotcha. Heaven Martial Warrior shattered like glass. He could move again. Huh, Lin Ling, you're too proud. You didn't expect me to break your talent so quickly, right? Goodbye. Heaven Martial Warrior laughed. But just as he moved, a sword came from the west. A sword mark appeared on his neck, and his head fell to the ground. This sword caused Heaven Martial Warrior's strength to drop by half. On the ground, the head stared at Lin Ling as if he couldn't believe everything. Because he still couldn't escape and was killed by Lin Ling. Do you think you've seen through my talent? I just took back my talent. Lin Ling said indifferently. Then, he turned and left. Boom! The corpse in the sky also exploded, and blood rained down. This kid killed Heaven Martial Warrior so easily. Among the sons of desolation in the mortal world, his strength is definitely in the top 3. Seeing Heaven Martial Warrior die, the cloaked people were even more shocked. They all underestimated Lin Ling. They thought the most difficult one to deal with was Kame's spiritual master. They didn't expect Lin Ling to be the most terrifying. Of course, this wasn't because they were arrogant, but because they didn't expect Lin Ling's growth to be so fast. Even Daoist Kame, who was in the distance, opened his eyes to take a look. He couldn't help but smile in relief. Previously, if Lin Ling was in danger, he would have risked his life to help. However, he didn't expect Lin Ling to be able to hold the fort by himself. This meant that besides the giants of the mortal world, no one was Lin Ling's opponent. His growth speed is really terrifying. Kame's spiritual master had seen the geniuses of the 4 eras, but Lin Ling was the most monstrous of them all. He wasn't the only one who thought so. The Sky Master also thought so. In the past, Lin Ling repeatedly opposed him and made him suffer losses. However, Lin Ling was so arrogant because he had the backing of the ancient giants. But now, Lin Ling could threaten him directly. It even made him, the Sky Lord, feel immense pressure. Lin Ling couldn't be left alive. Great Sky Slash. The Sky Lord let out a low roar and pointed out a finger. Whoosh! That slash carried the innate ability of the Sky Clan. It quickly crossed space and cut off a strand of Lin Ling's long hair. The Sky Clan was a clan that specialized in the sky and space. It's the Sky Master. The remaining cloaked men's spirits were lifted. Yes, they had forgotten about the Sky Master because the Sky Master was a giant of the mortal world. He was one of the 3 legendary powerhouses of the mortal world. Now that he had made his move, Lin Ling was dead for sure. Good, the Sky Master has finally made his move. The Sky Master is also proficient in the law of space, and the law of space is powerful. Lin Ling is dead for sure. As long as Lin Ling is dead, there is no need to worry about these dark crows. Excited voices floated out. They didn't see that as the top powerhouses of their respective clans, they were actually afraid of Lin Ling. Lin Ling looked at the long hair floating on the ground, and his eyes flickered. If I wanted to kill you, I wouldn't have cut off your hair. At this time, the Sky Master said indifferently. He was also saying that if he wanted to kill Lin Ling, it would be as easy as flipping his hand. Then why didn't you kill me? You missed the opportunity. Lin Ling said indifferently. You still don't understand. It's actually very easy for me to kill you because I can use 10,000 law of space at any time. So what if I missed the opportunity before? I can easily create another opportunity. Moreover, I just didn't kill you before. The Sky Master shook his head in disdain and walked toward Lin Ling step by step. His pace wasn't fast, but it was magical. It was as if the sky was his stage, and on this stage, he could do anything. Chapter 2010. Show mercy to me. What's a pity? Lin Ling asked curiously, as if he didn't know how strong the Sky Master was. As soon as he said this, the cloaked people all laughed. Although they were constantly avoiding the ancient heaven divine crows, it didn't stop them from watching Lin Ling die. It's a pity that with your talent and so many powerful trump cards, you should hide and not appear in front of the Sky Master. You made the Sky Master a criminal in the mortal world. Everyone can kill him. The Sky Master definitely wants to kill you as soon as possible. You shouldn't have come. Lin Ling, now do you know what a pity is? Those experts all mocked, making Lin Ling continue to shake his head. I don't see how it's a pity. If I didn't come, who would take revenge for the Rainforest Holy Land? If I didn't come, you, the Sky Master, would be free. So, to be able to see you again, that's my blessing. I can take revenge for both old and new grudges. Blessing? All the cloaked people's expressions froze, then the mocking smile on their faces deepened. The Sky Master was also stunned. Was it Lin Ling's blessing? Wasn't it his blessing? Could it be that Lin Ling still wanted to kill him? With these ancient heaven divine crows? Ha ha ha. The Sky Master finally laughed loudly. What a joke. I could kill you before, but I didn't. You should be lucky, but you say that meeting me is your blessing. Does this mean that you can easily kill me? The Sky Master quickened his pace, shaking his head as he walked. You can kill me, but you didn't. Then kill me for me to see. What was surprising was that Lin Ling was also walking forward. Madman. All the cloaked people shook their heads. The Sky Master was one of the 3 legends of the mortal world, and Lin Ling actually didn't run. Facts have proven everything. Now, I'll cut off one of your arms. The Sky Master disdained to explain. He stretched out his right hand and lightly tapped. The Great Law erupted again. It was the law of space speed, a speed that even Lin Ling had to look up to. Lin Ling. Seeing this, Elder Taiyan and the others tensed up. Lin Ling wasn't strong enough to shake the Sky Lord. However, to everyone's surprise, Lin Ling's steps still didn't stop. With a light wave of his right arm, that terrifying finger of laws missed. One had to know that this was the power of laws. It represented the laws of heaven and earth, represented the 4 seasons, represented life and death. Lin Ling had actually avoided it. How lucky. The Sky Lord was also secretly shocked, but he didn't care. He thought that Lin Ling had been lucky enough to avoid the attack. After all, not to mention that Lin Ling only had a mere 3,000 laws, even if he had 8,000 laws, Lin Ling would not be his match. He was the master of the sky, and the sky was his world. Break your left arm. The Sky Lord spoke again. Everyone stared at Lin Ling previously, it was a fluke, but now it shouldn't be a fluke. But reality proved that Lin Ling was still lucky. Lin Ling dodged that terrifying finger of law once again. Boom! At this moment, everyone's hearts exploded. Even they couldn't avoid the Sky Lord's attack, but Lin Ling had avoided it twice in a row. Was this still a fluke? This shouldn't be a fluke, right? You said you can easily kill me. Lin Ling also spat out a sentence. As for the Sky Lord, his eyes trembled fiercely. He wanted to see through Lin Ling, but he found that Lin Ling was indeed only a so-so. How is this possible? I've unleashed 15,000 nomological laws, the Sky Lord exclaimed in shock. What was going on? You said you can easily kill me. You didn't kill me before, so you were being merciful to me. Lin Ling said again. His words were like a resounding slap to the Sky Lord's face, causing him to grit his teeth. Impossible, my strength surpasses yours by so much, and my laws are several times yours. It's absolutely impossible, it's definitely a fluke. The Sky Lord's entire body bloomed with white light, rising up, forming a white divine bird in the sky, sacred and oppressive. That divine bird's wings swept, and thousands of rays of light shot out like sea urchins. A ray of light actually suppressed the power of 5,000 laws, and the speed was extremely fast, surpassing Lin Ling's speed of piercing through space. Clearly, he erupted with his full strength. This move, even the Son of Desolation could not block it. He's going to die this time. The Sky Lord roared. He's definitely dead. Those cloaked people were also roaring. They discovered that their palms were already sweating from nervousness. Moreover, Lin Ling did not let the ancient heaven divine crows chase after them. It was as if he wanted them to see whether he, Lin Ling, would die. Boom! Terrifying laws descended, causing the sky to immediately explode. However, under countless gazes, Lin Ling still continued forward, not even a single hair on his head damaged. How could they know that the present Lin Ling had activated the evasion domain, consuming his soul force to avoid the laws of heaven and earth, so he did not fear the Sky Lord's attack? Of course, although this evasion domain was heaven-defying, it had a time limit. Once his soul force was exhausted, he would lose his divine might. Even so, it still caused the Sky Lord and the others to feel their mouths go dry. What kind of demonic technique did you use? The Sky Lord was close to going crazy. Since he started cultivating, this was the first time he had seen such a terrifying thing happen. Demonic technique? I was just lucky. However, what angered the Sky Lord was that Lin Ling actually said it was a fluke. Moreover, as Lin Ling continued forward, he had already arrived in front of the Sky Lord. Looking at him face to face, he seemed to be asking the Sky Lord, "Aren't you able to kill me at any time? Come and kill me. Die." The Sky Lord had clearly lost his mind. He continuously attacked, but Lin Ling avoided them all. The cloaked men around him were dumbfounded. Lin Ling seemed to be in an invincible state. Could it be that even a legend of the mortal realm was helpless against him? Why was Lin Ling not so strong in the rumors? When did he become so strong? Questions after questions bombarded them, making them dizzy. Even with their seniority, none of them could see where Lin Ling's mysteriousness came from. How could they know that Lin Ling had now obtained Li Xiaoyao's memories, so to Lin Ling, they were like juniors? Have you had enough fun? Lin Ling finally spat out a sentence. Fun. A legend of the mortal realm was actually playing. Not to mention the Sky Lord, even the cloaked men were so angry that they were gnashing their teeth. They had calculated everything for today's massacre, but they did not expect Lin Ling to become so strong. Lin Ling, I don't know what kind of demonic technique you used, but let me tell you, if you want to kill me, dream on. The Sky Lord's long hair was disheveled because of anger. Then let me tell you. First, my demonic technique has actually just ended, so I can't avoid your next attack. Second, you escaped last time, so you shouldn't appear in front of me again, because that will kill you. Lin Ling was only a step away from the Sky Lord. He raised his head and said this. Such boldness shocked everyone. The Sky Lord's expression changed drastically, and he suddenly laughed. Then you shouldn't have told me. He immediately attacked. He did not understand why Lin Ling told him that secret. Wasn't that courting death? I told you because I wanted you to die knowing. Chapter 2011. A clean slaughter. This was a shocking serpent mouth. It was as if the serpent mouth contained the laws of time. Its aura was extremely terrifying, as if it was comparable to an ancient giant. When the huge mouth opened, the Sky Lord felt a strong pressure. This mysterious thing didn't seem to be from this world. Furthermore, it seemed to have existed in an era that was even more distant than the Sky Lord. No. The Sky Lord let out a furious roar. He finally understood why Lin Ling had told him the secret. Because even if he knew, the next moment would be his death. Roar. He was swallowed in one gulp and died without a doubt. One of the three great legends of the human realm had fallen here. Moreover, he had died very miserably. He had actually been killed by a single move. Only before he died did he realize that it was indeed a blessing for Lin Ling to have met him, because he would definitely kill him. Dead? Even the Sky Lord is dead. The expressions of those cloaked people were all frozen in place. Their gazes fell on Lin Ling, and only then did they discover that a black snake was slowly growing. Moreover, it was growing bigger and bigger, as if it had turned into a black dragon. Moreover, it was holding Lin Ling on top of the snake's head. Roar! The furious roar of the giant snake caused everyone to tremble in fear. It was as if they had seen the arrival of a great calamity. The huge black snake was a little saint. Moreover, the little saint was extremely excited because he had finally returned after so many years. Roar, roar, roar. The roars continued, and the sea in the distance continued to explode. The seawater was like rain, sprinkling down. The rain seemed to be getting heavier. However, this time, it was Lin Ling's storm. I've said it before. Those who step onto this island will die. Lin Ling stood on top of the giant serpent's head. His robe fluttered in the wind, but his voice was extremely cold. At this moment, all the cloaked men were afraid. They didn't expect Lin Ling to be so strong. Not only did he have the dark crow, but he also had the mysterious ancient serpent. They had underestimated Lin Ling. Kill! Lin Ling pointed to the front, killing decisively and cleanly. He saw Lord Pu, Lord Shui Wu, and the comrades and friends who had grown up with him. Therefore, he had to kill them all. Lin Ling, spare our lives. We were only following orders. You dare to kill me? I am the Grand Minister of the Xianyuan clan. Some of the cloaked men were begging for mercy, some were still arrogant, but that didn't stop them from dying. Kill them all. Great Flame Ancestor and the others all shouted. At first, the cloaked man was so noble, looking at them like they were ants. But now, his life was in the hands of someone else. How ironic. Ancient Ji clan, Xianyuan clan, Ghost tribe, and Demon tribe. Very well, I can tell you that the ancient Ji clan, Xianyuan clan, and the Divine Marquis Mansion are no more. When the cloaked people were being slaughtered, they heard Lin Ling's firm voice. They suddenly had a feeling that Lin Ling wouldn't give up. He wanted to tell the human race, devil race, ghost race, and even the divine race that if they dared to kill him, Lin Ling, then they would be exterminated. Crazy. The son of desolation Lin Ling was crazy. They didn't know that Lin Ling already knew Li Xiaoyao's secret. Therefore, he didn't need to hide anymore. It was time to show his strength in front of the world. He wanted everyone to fear him. No, spare our lives. Your Excellency Lin Ling, we know we were wrong. The voices of the experts continued to float out, but they were getting softer and softer. No matter what their origin was, they were all turned into a pile of yellow soil today. Lin Ling took a step forward and headed towards the island. At this moment, Daoist opened his eyes and looked at the little saint in shock. Obviously, he recognized the little saint. This was Li Xiaoyao's mount. Don't move. You still need to focus on resisting the inner devil. I will lay down an enchantment for you and kill the evil Buddha lineage in your body forever. Lin Ling came in front of Daoist and said with a smile. Kill forever. Could it be the light-sharing dust immortal formation with such power? Daoist body trembled as he stared at Lin Ling in disbelief. Lin Ling smiled and nodded. Boom! Daoist heart roared. In the past, it was this ancient enchantment that separated his inner devil. However, he couldn't bear it at that time, so he didn't kill the inner devil and let it go. Because of this, his close friends complained to him. Now, this enchantment that had disappeared in the long river of history appeared again. If he didn't remember wrongly, only Li Xiaoyao could lay down this ancient enchantment. You! Daoist raised his head and looked at Lin Ling with a face full of excitement. An ancient enchantment and a little saint. Unless he was a fool, he would have already guessed something. I already told you not to be so sentimental and soft-hearted. Now you know how to regret it. Lin Ling smiled gently. You are him. Daoist almost stood up, but he was still resisting the inner devil, so he held back. This time, my eyesight isn't blurred. Lin Ling nodded. Ha ha, you are still alive. Ha ha ha, you didn't die. I've missed you so much all these years. No wonder I felt a sense of familiarity when I first saw you. So it was you. Everything was because of you. You hid so much from me. Daoist came laughed, but his old eyes were filled with tears. His close friend had reincarnated and had always been by his side. His wish of many years had finally been fulfilled. Ancestor Taiyan and the others were stunned. They didn't understand what was going on. Old Tortoise, is your surname Lai? I already told you that I am him, but you didn't believe me. You even said that you are my father. Lin Ling curled his lips. Daoist came was speechless. At that time, he naturally didn't believe that Lin Ling was Li Xiaoyao. When Lin Ling was talking, he also laid down the enchantment. White light shrouded the surroundings, making Daoist came feel comfortable. Holy Qi, righteous Qi, noble Qi, and Buddhist Qi flowed into his body. No, I almost succeeded. I am not reconciled. Who are you? Inside the tortoise formation man's body, the evil Buddha lineage roared again and again. This was an exceptional opportunity, but he still failed because a pure and holy radiance rushed into his dantian and wrapped around him, slowly burning him up. This kind of power was very familiar, it almost killed him a long, long time ago. It's you. You actually didn't die. The evil Buddha lineage was actually the dark side of Daoist came. Therefore, he recognized Lin Ling. Everyone said that Luo Fan Chen was the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao. It turns out that you are. Everyone was fooled. If they knew that you were Li Xiaoyao, they wouldn't have killed Luo Fan Chen. They would have killed you instead. The voice of the evil Buddha lineage became smaller and smaller, gradually turning into ashes. They are just fools. Lin Ling said indifferently. His heart relaxed. Today, everyone who came here was annihilated. This time, they are finally ruthless. Daoist came sighed. Then, under the nourishment of the ancient enchantment, the injuries on his body slowly recovered. Lin Ling walked toward Elder Taiyan and the others, then picked up Lin Yi. Dad, you are so powerful. Lin Yi kissed Lin Ling's face and said proudly, for Lin Ling, my lord, we have passed another tribulation. Big brother, your strength has greatly improved compared to before entering the nation of God. As expected of the boss. Bad guy. One by one, his acquaintances laughed as they surrounded Lin Ling. They knew that if it weren't for this man, they would have died many times over. Chapter 2012. Back in Xianping Province, Lin Ling, thank you. Thank you. Yu and the others held on to Lin Ling's hand, feeling emotional. Every time there was a storm, it was Lin Ling who gave them a safe harbor. To be able to marry Lin Ling in this life was their blessing. Sister Lu Susu, you're here too. Thank you. After that, Lu Susu and Qin who also arrived, causing Yu and the others to laugh. However, at this moment, Lu Susu and the others were shocked by Lin Ling's strength. They didn't expect Lin Ling to still have a trump card hidden. Even the Master of the Sky was killed. Could it be that Lin Ling had already become a giant of the mortal world? However, seeing Lin Ling reunited with his family, they were still very happy because they were also part of it. Old Turtle, how's your recovery? About 70%. You won't die anyway. Thank you. After catching up, Lin Ling looked at Daoist came in the distance and said. Stinking brat, you actually cursed me to death. Daoist came scolded jokingly. Thinking of his contact with Lin Ling, he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He remembered that the first time Lin Ling coveted his dragon turtle battleship. It turned out that Lin Ling was just taking back his own treasure. What are you going to do? Daoist came asked again. Those who dare to touch my family, even if they are far away, will be killed. I'll go and destroy the ancient Ji family, Xianyuan clan, and divine Marquis Manor. Thank you. Lin Ling looked into the distance, his eyes cold and emotionless. Daoist Kame's body trembled. They are from the human world's highest Deacon Palace. It will be very difficult to kill them. Thank you. No matter how difficult it is, I'll kill whoever dares to stop me. Thank you. Lin Ling said word by word. He didn't provoke anyone, but others wanted to bully him. If he endured today's matter, then his previous life's Li Xiaoyao would have lived in vain. What? Hearing those words, everyone's heart roared. They didn't know where Lin Ling's confidence came from, but they believed in Lin Ling's words. That's right, whoever dares to touch my home will be punished no matter how far away they are. Daoist Kame stared blankly at Lin Ling and shook his head. Whether it was Lin Ling or Li Xiaoyao, their temperaments were the same. They would repay kindness with kindness. Moreover, he was surprised by Lin Ling's decision at first, but after seeing the little saint, he immediately knew that Lin Ling's current strength was comparable to the giants of the mortal world. This meant that Lin Ling had become one of the legends of the mortal world. This was because the Sky Lord had died in the mouth of a little saint, and the little saint was Li Xiaoyao's mount. Although he was not as strong as an ancient giant, he was definitely not weaker than a legend of the mortal world. If that's the case, let's go together. Daoist Master Kame had a feeling that the human race, demon race, turtle race, and deity race were going to raise a huge wave because a venerable emperor had risen. Let's go. Lin Ling looked at everyone, then waved his right hand. The little saint turned into a streak of black light and disappeared into Lin Ling's sleeve. Lin Ling, what kind of snake is that? Yu, who was beside Lin Ling, asked in surprise. It's called the Little Saint, a mysterious scaled divine snake. It has half the bloodline of a god and comes from the martial god world. Lin Ling said with a smile. Hearing this, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Half the bloodline of a god? Where did Lin Ling get such a terrifying ancient snake? However, you don't have to be so surprised. I have found a Xian body for you. It is very suitable for you and her. It can greatly increase your strength. Lin Ling said again. Really? You and you both smiled. Their talents were indeed not bad, but in the end, it depended on who they were facing. If they were facing the giants of the mortal realm, they would naturally be weaker. Therefore, when they encountered life-threatening danger earlier, they blamed themselves. Why couldn't they help the true Spirit Island? Why couldn't they help the rainforest sacred land? And now, they also had the chance to become stronger. Now that I've returned, everyone has the chance to become stronger. Wu Sheng is the least. Lin Ling looked at Shang Qianjun and the others and said. My lord, really? Boss, I love you to death. Everyone was overjoyed. In fact, they were not weak, but it depended on who they were facing. The cloaked figures were the top experts of various worlds. Naturally, they were no match for them. However, in the mortal world, they were still an extremely powerful force. The ancient Ji family and the Xianyuan clan have been eyeing us covetously. Now that martial god Tianyu has gone missing and the mortal world guardian is severely injured, they are seizing the opportunity to kill us. Bai Yun Tiandi said with a frown. She knew why the other party was so fearless. It was because of the disappearance of those ancient giants. Apart from us, their target is spiritual master Gui. This is just the beginning. Next will be the mortal world guardian. If they find martial god Tianyu, they will also kill him. Everything is for the creation battle 3 years later. Lin Ling said indifferently as he looked into the distance. At this moment, the final battle of this world was quietly approaching. Who would rule the world? Everything would be decided in 3 years. Everyone chatted as they walked towards the ancient Ji family. On the way, Yu, Anyuer, Yumun Yun, and the Fire Spirit Princess all took the initiative to walk with Lu Susu. They were sharp enough to notice that Lu Susu seemed to like Lin Ling. They did not object to this. Lin Ling was too outstanding and too perfect. It was normal for other girls to like him. They did not ask for anything. They only wanted to stay by Lin Ling's side forever. That was enough. Because if it wasn't for Lin Ling, they would have been separated by life and death. When this guy was Li Xiaoyao, he had good luck with women. Now that he is Lin Ling, his luck with women is still enviable. Spiritual Master Gui shook his head helplessly. All the women around Lin Ling were beauties. They were willing to follow Lin Ling. This was Lin Ling's blessing. For this trip, let's go back to Xianping province first. Lin Ling looked into the distance and said. In fact, he knew that there were many forces involved in this massacre. However, he lacked evidence to prove that there were other forces involved. He was sure that it was the ancient Ji family, the Xianyuan family, and the Shenhou mansion. Therefore, he started with them first. Father, where are Uncle Shuiwu and the others? At this time, Lin Yi asked. Everyone was silent. Lin Ling sighed softly. They're already dead. Everyone's dead. I'm a step too late. Lin Ling, you don't have to blame yourself. It's not your fault. Yu quickly held Lin Ling's hand and said. Lin Ling felt warm in his heart. He shook his head and said, even so, they died for me. They didn't want to participate in this creation battle. They just wanted to live a peaceful life. However, they were mercilessly slaughtered. However, although they died, I used the 6 paths of reincarnation to snatch them away from the laws of heaven and earth. From now on, they are ghosts. Hearing this, Spiritual Master Gui gasped and said, You have disrupted the order of heaven and earth. A person's death was like an extinguished lamp. They would enter the cycle of reincarnation. However, Lin Ling had broken the laws of heaven and earth and forcibly kept the ghosts. This was obviously against the laws of heaven and earth. It's none of my business. Old tortoise, you are good at everything, but you are too pedantic and stubborn. Lin Ling shook his head and said. Spiritual Master Gui nodded gloomily. This was indeed his shortcoming. This was also the reason why he was weaker than Li Xiaoyao. Li Xiaoyao could break the laws of heaven and earth, but he couldn't. Old Tortoise. Chapter 2013. Back to Forbidden City. Everyone boarded the Dragon Turtle battleship and returned to Xianping province after a long time. Who are those people? The leader seems to be Lin Ling. Is he still alive? Look, Lin Ling's family and friends are all here. Did those mysterious experts not succeed? That must be it. The experts of Xianping province did not leave. They were all shocked and they saw the large number of figures descending from the sky. Huayao also raised his head to look at the sky. When he saw that Princess Fire Cloud and Princess Fire Spirit were there, he immediately let out a sigh of relief. Previously, when Princess Fire Cloud left with Lin Ling, he was very worried because he guessed that the previous group of people were not simple. However, who knew that Lin Ling was even more complicated? When did this Lin Ling become so strong? Huayao frowned. He had always wanted to see Lin Ling's good show, but it seemed that it would never be possible. Sigh, the new generation excels the old. Maybe I'm old. Firecloud is right. I was wrong in the past. I shouldn't have blindly been stubborn. Looking at Lin Ling with envy, Huayao turned around and left. The trace of unwillingness in his heart had disappeared with the wind at this moment. In the past, he had been humiliated by Lin Ling and was driven out of the Fire Clan. Lin Ling was just a junior. He could kill him with a finger, so he hated Lin Ling. But now, Lin Ling had become stronger. He had reached a height that he could only look up to. There was no hope for revenge. Because of this, he relaxed. If he overestimated himself and tried to climb a mountain that he could never climb, he would only be looking for trouble. Father. Princess Firecloud saw Huao in the crowd and quickly chased after him. However, no one paid attention to her except for Princess Hualing. Huao felt a little sad when he saw this. If he had not taken a wrong step in the past, he would also be by Lin Ling's side today. Sigh, we were too snobbish back then. Huao sighed softly when Princess Firecloud came over. Princess Wuxia bit her lips and didn't say a word. She left with her father. It was clear that she was even more regretful than her father. At this moment, Lin Ling's right hand pointed towards the sky. The reincarnation flame was still burning in the sky, forming a mysterious black hole. However, under Lin Ling's finger, a large number of souls floated out. They were Lord Pu, Lord Shui Wu, and the others. Milord. After seeing Lin Ling, those souls became excited. Although they were dead, they could still stay by their friend's side. A group of comrades could still gather together. That was enough. Between people, it was fate that they knew each other. But when a person dies, it is also the end of fate. Therefore, if they had a choice, they would rather not enter the cycle of reincarnation and accompany their comrades. Uncle Shui Wu, Uncle Pu. When Lin Yi saw all his acquaintances, his little face was filled with excitement. Zhu Yi. Lady Watermist and the others laughed, as if they were looking at their own nephew. It's been hard on you. However, the people who massacred the rainforest Holy Land were all wiped out. This is what I, Lin Ling, can do for you. Looking at his friends, Lin Ling knelt on one knee and said word by word. Milord, what are you doing? Everyone was surprised, and they were very touched. Lin Ling must be guilty, so he knelt on one knee in front of them. However, they didn't blame Lin Ling at all. If it weren't for Lin Ling, they would have died long ago. Not to mention the cloaked man's massacre, they would have died long ago. Therefore, they didn't blame Lin Ling. In fact, they were grateful to Lin Ling. You protected your hometown. As the leader, I didn't protect you well. This is my fault. Lin Ling said. Milord, please get up. Among those souls, some old men said with tears in their eyes. Milord, please get up. The children were the same. Lin Ling slowly stood up and looked at everyone. These people had been with him since he was weak. In the Heaven Mystics Kingdom, in the Ancient Face Sect, in the Seven Profound Martial House, they were not only Lin Ling's family and friends, but also Lin Ling's memories that could never be erased. I will avenge you. Now, I know that one of the murderers is the ancient Ji family. Now, we will go and slaughter them. An eye for an eye. Lin Ling said with a dignified expression. As these words fell, Lady Watermist and the others were shocked. The ancient Ji family was one of the 9 deacons of the human realm's highest deacon hall. Lin Ling would avenge them. Lin Ling, don't be impulsive. As far as I know, the ancient Ji family's patriarch was a giant of the human realm. Lady Watermist quickly said. He is already dead. He died in the unparalleled Stupa cloud. Lin Ling laughed. Bang! Hearing this, everyone's hearts roared. They did not know about this. Could it be that Lin Ling did not fear the ancient Ji family? Let's go. Lin Ling did not explain much. He waved his hand and led everyone towards the Forbidden City. What? Lin Ling wants to destroy the ancient Ji family. This is absolutely impossible. This is a joke. Lin Ling may be the son of famine, but who gave him such confidence? Yes, and I heard that many ancient giants were injured. Lin Ling no longer has a backer. He should be enduring humiliation now. The crowd in the distance was shocked. They looked into the distance and found that Lin Ling was indeed heading towards the Forbidden City. The ancient Ji family was a giant of Xianping province and also lived in the Forbidden City. Lin Ling had been here before. At that time, he was rescued by the divine martial world-suppressing beast and finally left safely. And now, he had stepped into that place again. This change made Lin Ling sigh. The ancient city floating in the sky was suffused with a sacred aura. When everyone arrived, they also felt like they were revisiting an old place. Who are you? There were 3 major forces guarding the Forbidden City. They were the Supreme Family, the Eternal Palace, and the ancient Ji family. Lin Ling. Lin Ling said calmly, which made the strong people's expressions change drastically. One of them hesitated and asked, "May I know why Mr. Lin Ling is here?" "To kill the ancient Ji family." Lin Ling looked into the distance, but his eyes were full of murderous intent. The strong people trembled. Looking at the dense crowd behind Lin Ling, they felt that something big was going to happen in Xianping province today. "Let them in. Don't stop them." At this time, a clear voice was heard. It was the Eternal Fairy. Lin Ling nodded at her and then strode into the Forbidden City. "What? Lin Ling is here to wipe out the ancient Ji family? He's going too far. Although he's the son of famine, he doesn't have the right to do so. I don't believe that he would dare to kill us. We must ask the highest deacon palace of the human world to stand up for us. He definitely wouldn't dare to kill us." The news spread throughout the Forbidden City. The people of the ancient Ji family also received the news and were all furious. They had been in the human world for millions of years and had never been attacked. Chapter 2014. Still arrogant, are these guys crazy? They know that Lin Ling is here to kill them, but they still dare to show up. Don't they know that Lin Ling is called Mad God? The people from the Supreme Family were speechless. The ancient Ji family was challenging Lin Ling's limits. "Lin Ling, we can sit down and talk. There's no need to attack." Then, someone from the Supreme Family said, pleading for mercy for the ancient Ji family. After all, they had been with the ancient Ji family for a long time. "Get lost." Lin Ling led the crowd and floated in the sky. Lin Ling said indifferently. His words made the senior from the Supreme Family freeze. Lin Ling didn't give him any face at all. "Lin Ling, everything can be discussed. What happened?" Another person from the Supreme Family said. It was the Supreme Xian Di. Moreover, someone from the Eternal Palace also wanted to plead for mercy. It was the Eternal Palace Master. However, he knew that Lin Ling was stubborn and didn't give anyone face. Therefore, he tactfully kept quiet and let the Eternal Fairy do the talking. He felt bitter. No matter what, he was still a big shot in the human world. However, he didn't have the mood to talk to a junior. This was too strange. Of course, although he was depressed, he also knew Lin Ling's identity. He was the son of desolation. He had to treat him with respect. That's right. The ancient Ji family is from the Xianping Big region. Anything can be discussed. Fairy Eternal also spoke. Lin Ling glanced at her and the Supreme Xian Di. He wasn't as cold as before. He nodded and said, "They killed my people. Every injustice has its perpetrator and every debt has its debtor. Therefore, we're here to kill them. It's that simple." Indeed, Lin Ling only gave face to Wuxia Xian Di and Eternal Fairy. This made Wuxia Xian Di and Eternal Fairy a little emotional, but they still wanted to persuade him. "You don't need to plead on our behalf. We heard that Lin Ling had come, so we mobilized our entire clan. Not a single one of us is missing. We're just waiting for Lin Ling to come and kill us. We want to see if he dares to kill us." At this moment, a white-haired old man from the Ji family shouted coldly. He was wearing a brocade robe and had a dignified look on his face. He was the supreme old ancestor of the ancient Ji family. Today, he was furious. This was the first time he heard that someone dared to eradicate the ancient Ji family. This was simply a joke. Their ancient Ji clan had been famous for so long, who didn't know of them? Lin Ling, a junior, dared to kill them? That was simply a pipe dream. Shut up. You were in the wrong when you went to attack the rainforest Holy Land. Seeing the Ji family's old ancestor speak, Wuxia Chronicles couldn't help but frown. He had never seen such an arrogant person. The rainforest Holy Land is just a group of lowly commoners. Can they be compared to our ancient Ji family? I don't know what happened in between, and I don't want to know. However, Lin Ling came to kill us. Does he think we're ants? If Lin Ling doesn't give us an explanation, we'll cause a ruckus in the heavenly earth. The old man shouted angrily. He actually wanted Lin Ling to give him an explanation. However, in reality, he also vaguely knew that someone in the family wanted to destroy the rainforest Holy Land. However, he felt that the rainforest Holy Land was so insignificant. If they wanted to destroy it, then so be it. What was the big deal? Come on, Lin Ling boy. When I was practicing martial arts, you weren't born yet. Are you trying to intimidate us? You found the wrong person. If you don't kill us today, you're trash. The old man stabbed the walking stick in his hand into the ground. He would let Lin Ling kill them. Obviously, he didn't believe that Lin Ling would dare to kill them. This old man. Doesn't he know Lin Ling's temperament? When he's impulsive, he doesn't care about the consequences. Xian Di was completely speechless. The ancient Ji family was used to being arrogant. Come on, Lin Ling. On the side of the ancient Ji family, everyone shouted arrogantly and let out ear-piercing laughter. Lin Ling frowned. A trace of anger rose in his heart. The ancient Ji family joined hands with others to destroy the rainforest Holy Land. Now, not only did they not feel guilty, they even clamored. As you wish, kill them all. Lin Ling waved his hand coldly. The experts of the Starry Sky left Court Palace and the Blazing Sky Right Court Palace moved out. They weren't a match for the cloaked men. However, compared to the ancient Ji family, they had already surpassed them. Kill, Starry Sky 9 Formation. Kill, Blazing Sky River Formation. Shan Qianjun sneered and ordered the experts to move out. He was speechless. That old man took advantage of his seniority. But in front of Li Xiaoyao. Did he think that Li Xiaoyao didn't dare to kill him? He was obviously courting death. Boom! Thousands of stars fell from the sky. The experts of the Starry Sky left Court Palace formed the Big Dipper 7 stars, Big Dipper 36 stars and Big Dipper 72 stars. Boom! On the ground, a flaming river appeared. It was the experts of the Blazing Sky Right Court Palace. They originally cultivated the fire martial arts left behind by Lin Ling. Now that they had formed a large array, the river of fire exploded. Lin Ling didn't make a move. He just looked at the ground indifferently. Rumble. The terrifying law was activated. Those who weren't in the 10th stage realm with Wu Sheng would all die. He really killed them. He's too much. How dare he kill them? Save us. Those people of the ancient Ji family were shocked. They didn't expect that Lin Ling really dared to kill. He really dared to exterminate the entire clan. Because Lin Ling's killing was against the highest authority in the mortal realm. Instantly, they regretted. They shouldn't have been so arrogant. Didn't you ask us to kill them? Didn't you say that those who don't kill are lowly commoners and trash? Why are you afraid now? Old ancestor Tai Yen roared. Those people were so arrogant earlier. Now he wanted to see how arrogant they could be. You're too much. That ancient Ji family's old ancestor was so angry that he smashed his walking stick on the ground. Lin Ling, you dare to attack us? You're dead. And that damn old man, you're a lowly commoner. They were the noble ancient Ji family. Now that they were killed by a lowly commoner in the sacred ground, how could he not be angry? Moreover, he couldn't understand who gave Lin Ling the guts to attack. When our patriarch returns, you'll definitely die. There were many experts in the ancient Ji family. However, there were only two people who had the ability of a big shot in the mortal realm. One was the patriarch and the other was that old ancestor. Patriarch? He's already dead in the unparalleled Buddha cloud. Lin Ling sneered as he replied. That old ancestor shuddered. Dead, their patriarch was also dead. Moreover, I killed him. Lin Ling said again. Boom. Everyone from the ancient Ji family was shocked. Lin Ling, had he reached the level of a big shot in the mortal realm? How was that possible? Lin Ling, stop. Some of them are innocent. At this time, a large number of experts arrived. They were the experts of the 7 emperors. 7 emperors, help. Lin Ling is cruel and ruthless. You must kill him. The Ji family's old ancestor immediately said. His eyes were full of resentment. He wanted the 7 emperors to kill Lin Ling. Unfortunately, he seemed to have forgotten that Lin Ling was the son of Huang. In terms of importance, he had long surpassed the ancient Ji family. Shut up. Emperor Li Shou immediately reprimanded the old ancestor, then looked at Lin Ling. Chapter 2015. Lin Ling was crowned emperor. Hearing this, the ancient Ji family laughed. Lin Ling did not dare to kill them. After all, he was still afraid of the 7 emperors. Emperor Li Shou sighed softly and was about to speak, but Lin Ling continued, however, there is no room for negotiation. No one will give face to me. Humph. Boom. As soon as these words fell, everyone in the Forbidden City was shocked. No matter who came, they would not give face. The 7 emperors' expression changed drastically, then they smiled bitterly. Lin Ling was determined to kill. Honorable 7th Emperor, are they innocent? They came to the rainforest Holy Land and killed their way into True Spirit Island. At that time, they were not innocent. But today, we came to seek justice. Not one of them felt guilty, not one of them apologized. Instead, they clamored, Your Excellency, do you still think they are innocent? Humph. Let's look at it from another perspective. Others came to kill you, failed, and then clamored. Is such an enemy innocent? Ask the world, who dares to say they are innocent? Humph. Lin Ling said word by word. His voice was like thunder, silencing the Forbidden City. Indeed, how could the ancient Ji clan be innocent? It was one thing for them to kill people, but after the incident, when people came to find them, they actually didn't apologize and were incomparably arrogant. Could it be that because they were the ancient Ji clan, they could only kill people and others couldn't kill them? If it was anyone else, they would be killed without mercy. Kill. Humph. Lin Ling waved his hand heavily. The people of the ancient Ji clan felt as if they had been struck by lightning. They were really killed, their entire clan was exterminated. They immediately looked at the 7 emperors, hoping that the 7 emperors would help them. But this time, the 7 emperors were watching with folded arms. Clearly, the ancient Ji clan had gone too far. 7th Emperor, help us. The Ji family's old ancestor finally panicked. You have to bear the consequences of your own mistakes. Moreover, this is a grudge between your two forces. Outsiders should not interfere. Emperor Li Shou said indifferently. Dang dang dang. The Ji family's old ancestor took 3 steps back. If the 7 emperors did not help, it meant that the Deacon Hall of the mortal world would not help either. When did Lin Ling grow to such a level? Could it be that Lin Ling had already become a giant in the human realm? Then, as he watched his descendants being killed one by one, his eyes turned red. Lin Ling, you've gone too far. As soon as he finished speaking, he pounced towards Lin Ling. His face was filled with madness as if he wanted to perish together with Lin Ling. If you dare to touch my family, then I'll make the old man beside you die. Moreover, he actually attacked Patriarch Extreme Flame. You bastard! The 7 kings were enraged. In fact, if the ancient Ji clan had apologized today, they could have interceded, but the ancient Ji clan was too arrogant. They didn't know that the current era had changed. Lin Ling had risen, and he couldn't be underestimated. And now, the Ji family's old ancestor actually dared to make a move. In this case, there was no room for discussion. The ancient Ji clan was truly going to be exterminated. My eyesight is failing. You're courting death. Sure enough, Lin Ling was furious. His family and friends had been killed, and the other party was still in the right. They even wanted to kill his grandfather. This was touching his reverse scale. He took a step forward and blocked in front of Patriarch Extreme Flame. The Ji family's old ancestor's strength was comparable to the Ji family's patriarch, a rank 1 martial emperor. He instantly exploded with tens of thousands of laws. The power of faith was extremely terrifying, and it ruthlessly bombarded Lin Ling's body. At this moment, the god of faith appeared in the sky, and golden light illuminated the sky. Lin Ling! My lord! Many people anxiously shouted, including the 7 kings. Lin Ling's current strength was simply unable to block the attack of a martial emperor expert. Ha ha ha. The Ji family's old ancestor looked up to the sky and laughed. He slapped Lin Ling's chest, kill us. Today, I'll kill you alone. However, at this moment, the figure in front of him remained motionless. The red light shone brightly, and a terrifying power of law swept out, causing his laughter to freeze. He looked up, Lin Ling was actually fine. Lin Ling was wearing a set of armor that seemed to have blocked his power of faith. At this moment, the Ji family's old ancestor's pupils constricted. Your Ji family's patriarch died because of this armor. Lin Ling raised his head and coldly looked at the Ji family's old ancestor. He stretched out his left hand, and the Azura demon bone appeared. He ruthlessly grabbed the Ji family's old ancestor's neck. In fact, today, I'm very angry. I wanted to exterminate your Ji family, but there were people who pleaded for you. For their sake, perhaps I won't exterminate your family. However, you're too arrogant. You've underestimated me, Lin Ling. Now, you even dare to touch my reverse scale. Lin Ling's voice came from the depths of hell. You. The Ji family's old ancestor's face turned pale. What did he see? A junior was actually able to threaten him, a martial emperor powerhouse. Martial emperor, that was the strongest realm in the world. Those who had this strength were all indomitable figures. But now, such a powerful martial emperor was being held by the neck like a chicken or duck. This was too shocking. Not only him, everyone was shocked at this moment, even Ancestor Tai Yen and the others were the same. Previously, when Lin Ling killed the cloaked man, they saw that it was the help of the ancient divine crow and a small saint. They never thought that Lin Ling still had other trump cards. Relying on your seniority, do you think I can't kill you? Let me tell you, this set of armor of mine can withstand 20,000 power of law. Moreover, I can use this to counterattack. Around Lin Ling's body, a large amount of space law appeared. It was a shocking sight. Wait, I was wrong, please spare our Ji family's bloodline. We have been passed down for thousands of years. Even if we didn't contribute to the mortal world, we still contributed. The Ji family's old ancestor said in panic. Bullshit, thousands of years ago, the mortal world also suffered a great calamity. At that time, it was the Lord of Heaven and Earth, Li Xiaoyao, who blocked the invasion. You all were just running for your lives. Moreover, you are not qualified to talk about qualifications in front of me. Go to hell. Lin Ling's eyes were filled with killing intent. The 7 emperors wanted to speak, but they all held back. They knew that the reverse scale could not be touched. Daring to kill ancestor Tai Yen was the same as provoking the Lord. Bang! Under countless gazes, the Ji family's old ancestor's neck was crushed. A hero of a generation fell just like that. The entire forbidden city was silent. Everyone looked at the ground again and found that the ground was covered in blood. All the bloodline of the ancient Ji family had died. Extermination. A giant of the mortal world had also disappeared. So powerful. The spectators in the distance were all shocked. Lin Ling's strength had reached the level of a giant of the mortal world. He would kill whoever came to kill him. Even the 7 emperors were shocked. They did not expect Lin Ling to grow to such a level after the trip to the unparalleled Buddha cloud. Go and exterminate the Shenyuan family. Lin Ling threw the Ji family's old ancestor's corpse and said indifferently. Lin Ling, the Shenyuan family is a force of the great Shenyuan domain. It will be very difficult to attack them. Emperor Yu said with a frown. The Xianping province was Lin Ling's world. As long as Lin Ling was in the right, the Supreme Family and the Eternal Palace would side with him. However, it was impossible in the great Shenyuan domain. Lord 7 Emperors, the times have changed. There is no distinction between the mortal race, demon race, ghost race, and deity race. The only thing that matters is who can rule the world. Therefore, the mortal world's Deacon Palace might have colluded with the demon race and turtle race. The mortal world's highest Deacon Palace is just a title. Lin Ling said with a frown. What? Chapter 2016. Gate of Life. With this analysis, the 7 emperors also felt that things were getting troublesome. With Kame Daoist's death, there would be one less opponent for the Genesis battle. Therefore, some people colluded with the demon race and the divine race for the Genesis battle. This also meant that the human race was already divided. Therefore, strength is everything. However, the Xianyuan clan shouldn't attack me because I will destroy them. If the human world is divided, then I, Lin Ling, will proclaim myself as the emperor. Lin Ling said again, his voice shaking the heavens. In this chaotic world, Lin Ling raised the flag and called for experts to proclaim himself as the emperor. After all, the highest hall in the mortal world had been secretly disbanded. The ancient overlords and the mortal world's overlords all had their own thoughts. In order to rule the world, they were willing to take action against each other. Since this was the case, Lin Ling would definitely declare himself king. The world is in chaos. The ghost race, the demon race, and the divine race are eyeing us covetously. The human race is doing this for themselves. It seems that we really need a flag. Lin Ling, we will go with you. Emperor Yu said after some thought. If Lin Ling wanted to rise, he needed to be famous and feared by others. Therefore, they wanted to go to the Shenyuan Great Region. Then let's go. I also want to see if there is anyone in the human race who is colluding with foreign enemies. Lin Ling sneered and strode forward. Everyone followed. If he was going to proclaim himself as the emperor, then they would definitely support Lin Ling. With Lin Ling here, the world would be peaceful. This little guy actually called for us. I don't know why, but I am willing to be called by him. Compared to before he entered the peerless Buddha cloud, he seems to have gained something, but I can't tell what it is. In any case, talking to him makes me feel like I am talking to a senior. Emperor Lisho and Emperor Yu whispered, feeling like they were in a dream. Who cares? In any case, if this little guy wants to proclaim himself as the emperor, then following him won't be a bad thing. Because everyone who goes against Lin Ling will die without a doubt. The law overlord said with a wretched smile. Emperor Li Shou and the others shook their heads helplessly, but they had to admit that although this guy was despicable, his vision was very high. On the side of the 7 emperors, many experts were following Lin Ling ancestor Extreme Flame and the others were astonished. The 7 emperors, the supreme clans, the eternal palace, they were all following Lin Ling. Huh, old Yan, this grandson of yours is really surprising. Lin Ling's grandfather shook his head. Elder Tai Yan was even more proud of himself. His grandson was indeed astonishing. However, he quickly looked into the distance. He was going to kill the Xianyuan clan this time, and there would definitely be many experts there. He wondered what the outcome would be if the two forces clashed. He couldn't help but look at the figure in front of him, and his heart immediately calmed down. No matter how big the storm was, no matter how strong the opponent was, his grandson would definitely be able to overcome it. In an instant, the entire Xianping province was in chaos. The 7 emperors, the supreme family clans, and the eternal palaces K-Do all rushed towards the grand mystic region. Some people took boats, while others used teleportation portals. Even Xianhuang Daiyu was affected by the terrifying commotion. What's going on? I've heard that Lin Ling is going to destroy the Xianyuan clan. What? Lin Ling is insane. The 2 battle kings of Champion University took a deep breath and said icily, Lin Ling is too arrogant. Even though they thought highly of Lin Ling wasn't giving them any face. Master, I've heard that the Xianyuan clan killed Lin Ling's friends. Said someone. Lin Ling can't act recklessly. The world of cultivation is going through a catastrophe. If he kills the Xianyuan clan, it'll lead to internal strife. Master, what should Champion University do? Xianyuan is in the Shaoxing sect. I've heard that the Shaoxing sect has invited all the heroes of the world. Lin Ling and the others are probably going there too. We have to go and destroy Lin Ling's arrogance. Said the 2 battle kings coldly. They weren't angry at Lin Ling, they just didn't like how Lin Ling acted so arrogantly. The Fire clan's ancestor, the Shi clan's ancestor, and the Yi clan's ancestor are here too. It seems like Lin Ling is going to cause a sensation in the human world. Suddenly, the 2 war kings looked into the distance and said. In the distance, 3 figures arrived. They were all giants of the human world. Lin Ling is going too far. You don't like him either. Let's go and destroy him. We'll show him that even though he's the son of Huang, he's not qualified to look down on us old cultivators. Said one of the battle kings furiously. He, Lin Ling is really arrogant. He doesn't put us in his eyes at all. Said the stone god, who had turned into a tall and sturdy middle-aged man. Next to him was the fire toad. But we're going to support Lin Ling. Said the fire toad. The 2 battle kings were stupefied. They were going to support Lin Ling. They said angrily, Lin Ling did something disgraceful, and you support him? But we're not going to support him. That's up to you. But as far as I know, the supreme families and the eternal palace are all supporting Lin Ling. Said the fire toad with a smile. Hearing this, the 2 battle kings' pupils constricted again. Were the supreme families crazy? But they were still disdainful. Humph, that's all there is to it. The 7 emperors are also going to help Lin Ling. Lin Ling is going to be crowned emperor and become one of the legends of the human world. Moreover, the Kame's spiritual master is also going. Said the stone god with a smile. Without a doubt, these words froze the 2 battle kings' expressions. They wanted to say something ruthless at first, but they suppressed it in their hearts. Apart from the ancient Ji family, all the forces in Xianping province were supporting Lin Ling. No, the ancient Ji family had been exterminated. This meant that it was indeed all of them. You guys go and fight against Lin Ling. We'll go and support Lin Ling. We'll take our leave first. Who knows, we might have a big battle later. The stone deity said and left with the two giants of the human realm. Wait for us. In fact, we also feel that the Shenyuan clan is very arrogant. Lin Ling, that brat, has a magnanimous personality. He must have his reasons for going to exterminate the Shenyuan clan. The two battle kings chased after them. You guys aren't going to get Lin Ling back. Laughed the fire toad. The two battle kings' eyes twitched. With so many giants helping Lin Ling, wouldn't it be courting death if they went against Lin Ling? Huh, the weather is good. Let's go. Yeah, the Shenyuan region is going to be very lively. Let's not miss it. The two battle kings changed the topic, causing the stone god and the rest to shake their heads and laugh. They weren't surprised by the two battle kings' choice because Lin Ling was rising. At this moment, the Shenyuan region was bustling with noise and excitement because the Slaughter sect had summoned all the heroes of the world. There were three major powers in the Shenyuan region. They were the Shenyuan clan, the Slaughter sect, and the Sky clan. As for the strongest, it was the Yungu Immortal Foundation. The strength levels of the human world were very clear. The strongest were the ancient giants, followed by the legends of the human world, and the third were the giants of the human world. Therefore, those who were able to participate in the Slaughter sect's banquet all had great backgrounds. Not only that, even the major powers of the overseas regions were invited. It could be said that the place where the Slaughter sect held their banquet was filled with crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Chapter 2017. I've killed several times as many people as you have. Murderous door. Lin Ling recalled that this ancient sect had been passed down since ancient times. Li Xiaoyao had also come into contact with it in the past and had almost destroyed the Slaughter sect. The Imperial Exterminator. So Prince Xiaoyao is the Imperial Exterminator's disciple. Lin Ling guessed. He did not need anyone to lead the way. He led the group in a certain direction in the Great Shenyuan domain. Lin Ling, where are we going? The Slaughter sect is the most mysterious sect in the world. Apart from them, no one knows where they are located. Emperor Li Shou frowned. The Slaughter sect was indeed very mysterious in the mortal world. Lin Ling smiled. Come with me. He led the group on the Dragon Turtle battleship and crossed over mountains. Soon, they arrived at a desert plain. The temperature here was extremely high. Let alone plants, not even animals could be seen. It could be said to be a place at the end of the road. Sha Qiong. Emperor Yu's expression slightly changed. This place is one of the heaven and earth evil lands, it doesn't even have spiritual energy. He couldn't help but look at Kame Daoist. Kame Daoist was a prophet of the human world, so he was more familiar with Sha Qiong. However, Daoist Kame shook his head. He wasn't familiar with this place. This caused Emperor Yu and the others to be shocked. Lin Ling, why did you bring us here? This is a godforsaken place. Those big shots of the mortal realm won't come here. The Law Overlord said unhappily. They had come to kill the Shenyuan clan and at the same time, support Lin Ling's ascension to the throne. However, would he be able to ascend to the throne in this lousy place? Seal for ghosts to see. No, there might not even be ghosts here. Come with me. Lin Ling's expression was calm as he steered the Dragon Tortoise battleship deeper into the sand. Everyone was even more surprised. Moreover, the scorching temperature had reached 200 degrees Celsius. An ordinary person would not be able to withstand it. Just when many people couldn't take it anymore, Lin Ling finally stopped the Dragon Turtle battleship. He looked at the dark brown desert below and calmed down. The Eye of Time appeared. Lin Ling, what are you doing? Don't tell me they brought us here to bask in the sun. The law overlord became even more dissatisfied. Even Emperor Li Shou and the others frowned. But at this time, Lin Ling's hands moved, and a complex barrier was formed by him. Boom! Smoke erupted from the desert below. In the next instant, a magnificent fairyland appeared. There were mountains, rivers, and countries. Moreover, the spiritual energy was extremely rich. This. Everyone's jaws dropped. There was actually a hidden paradise here. Moreover, they discovered that all the spirit chi in the desert was absorbed by the paradise. This was also the reason why there was no spirit chi in the desert. That's the gate of slaughter. Other than the special token that can teleport you there, no one else can get close. Lin Ling said indifferently. How do you know all this? At this moment, even Emperor Yu was shocked. Hee, someone told me when I was dreaming. Lin Ling casually found an excuse, causing Emperor Li Shou and the others to open their mouths wide. How could this be possible? Only Daoist came laughed. There was no such thing as a dream. Lin Ling was Li Xiaoyao. Was there anything in this world that he didn't know? Let's go down. Lin Ling led everyone down, passing through the green mountains and blue lakes, and finally entered the magnificent ancient city. At this moment, the ancient city was overcrowded. Looking around, all of them were Wuxia realm experts. Obviously, this place was not a place where ordinary people could come. Stop, who are you? Do you have an invitation? Lin Ling and the others entered the city in a mighty manner. Many people immediately noticed that some men in red robes were striding over, and there were also some women among them. However, if one looked carefully, one would be surprised to find that their bodies were filled with dense killing intent. Moreover, there were a large number of people imprisoned on both sides of the street. Each of them was as thin as a match and looked dispirited. There were even some experts from the outside who were watching from the sidelines, laughing and giving pointers. The gate of slaughter cultivated by killing all in the world. If one wanted to become stronger, the only way was to kill people. Obviously, those people were nourishment. At this moment, when those imprisoned people saw Lin Ling and the others, their lifeless eyes revealed a trace of light, as if they were waiting for someone to save them. They had been imprisoned for too long. Some had been imprisoned for 100 years, and some had even been imprisoned for 1,000 years. No wonder the gate of slaughter had to hide. It turns out that they specially capture people to cultivate. Damn it! Emperor Yu looked at the scene in front of him and frowned. What a vicious cultivation method. The others were also shocked and widened their eyes. Who are you? Do you have an invitation? Yo, this kid is not bad. He's quite handsome. Don't kill him. Leave him to me. Kill 10 flowers, don't forget the rules of the gate of slaughter. Male slaves can only be kept for 3 months. After 3 months, they have to be used for cultivation. Don't worry. After we're done with him, we'll definitely kill him. The group of people walked over coldly. Many of the women stared at Lin Ling and licked their lips. Ugly. Yu and the others frowned. The gate of slaughter had already treated people as objects. Let me do it. Qin Hu could not stand it anymore. He strode forward, but Lin Ling stopped him and said coldly, since they like me, let me do it. After saying that, he walked forward step by step. Yo, you've got guts. The group of people from the gate of slaughter stared at Lin Ling and the strong exponents behind Lin Ling. Strong exponents like the 7 emperors were too strong, so they naturally could not see through their cultivation. Moreover, all the strong exponents from the great Xianyuan region were at the gate of slaughter, so they had nothing to fear. Wu Sheng is in the 9th degree realm. You have some ability. Have you comprehended 1,500 laws? If not, don't try to show off and be my male slave. Maybe if I'm in a good mood, I'll give you some pointers. An alluring woman said. Although her cultivation was the same as Lin Ling, she cultivated the path of slaughter and her ability was much stronger than ordinary practitioners. Lin Ling did not say a word and continued walking forward. "Can't you hear me?" Seeing Lin Ling's behavior, the people from the Gate of Slaughter frowned. That young man was really arrogant. "Junior sister, you can't suppress such a male slave. Let me kill him." A man walked out, his entire body was filled with murderous aura. He transformed into a huge tower of slaughter and suppressed Lin Ling. This person's ability was not weak and he was definitely one of the top in the Gate of Slaughter. He was also an elder of the Gate of Slaughter. Because in the Gate of Slaughter, only juniors had the possibility of surpassing seniors. Seniors would be killed by juniors and their cultivation would be devoured. Even the current Gate of Slaughter's Gate of Slaughter, Prince Xiaoyao, also devoured the Imperial Killer's cultivation to become the son of Huang. Rumble. The murderous aura suppressed Lin Ling, causing many people's expressions to change. Those prisoners who were locked up sighed. Dead, dead for sure. This little bit of murderous aura and you call yourself the Gate of Slaughter. However, very soon, a disdainful voice drifted out. Lin Ling was fine. Everyone's eyes widened, especially the man who attacked. He sucked in a breath of cold air. He had killed hundreds of millions of people in this lifetime, but his murderous aura could not suppress that young man. The number of people I've killed is hundreds of times more than you. Lin Ling said indifferently. His eyes stared at the man, causing the man to tremble. What did he see? He saw a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. He saw the sky, the ground, everywhere were corpses. Moreover, the number of corpses was beyond his imagination. It was as if he had killed a path in the martial god realm. And how many corpses were there? Chapter 2018. Breaking into the Blood Village. How could this be? He was a disciple of the Sect of Life. How could that young man compare to the Sect of Life? Pfft. The man spat out a mouthful of blood. The law of slaughter in his dantian instantly collapsed, turning him into a cripple. This turn of events made all the disciples of the Slaughter sect reveal the same expression. It was horror. Killing in front of me? You're too naive. Lin Ling's lips curled into a cold smile. In this life, he had killed many people. As for Li Xiaoyao, he was even more terrifying. He had killed countless people. Of course, those who died in his hands deserved to die. They couldn't be compared to the Sect of Life, who killed both good and bad people. Azura Demon Bone. Lin Ling took a step forward, causing the entire city to shake. Demonic chi surged as Lin Ling punched out. Boom! The girls from the Sect of Life turned pale as they were smashed into pieces. Their flesh and blood splattered all over the ground. Even the 7 kings were shocked because Lin Ling was not afraid of the murderous aura. Moreover, the murderous aura could suppress it. Bang! 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 Blood splattered everywhere on the street. Lin Ling was telling the Sect of Life that he was the real killer. Spare me, I was wrong. I only came here to learn martial arts. I'm innocent. The female disciples of the Sect of Life screamed in panic and some even cried out. They had joined the Sect of Life for 2 reasons. First, their cultivation speed was fast. Second, their background was powerful. Third, they could kill whoever they wanted. But in fact, they didn't even know what the Sect of Life was. Innocent? Those who died in your hands all these years, aren't they innocent? Lin Ling said with a cold expression. This is the cultivation method of the Sect of Life. The girls all knelt down and begged for mercy. Ha! Lin Ling laughed out loud. Just because of the cultivation method, you kill innocent people. You want them to help you increase your strength? Bang! He took a step forward and punched out with the Azura Demon King fist, smashing the girls into pieces. Blood splattered on Lin Ling's body. His blue robe turned red, but he didn't seem to care. "Release all of them," Lin Ling said as he continued to walk down the street. His body was emitting a murderous aura, which was even more terrifying than the people of the Slaughter sect. "Yes, sir." The people from the Rainforest Holy Land quickly went to release the people. Those who were released immediately knelt down towards Lin Ling in the distance and expressed their gratitude. Lin Ling was like a god of death at this moment, but in their hearts, Lin Ling was not a god of death. Who is that? How daring, the Slaughter sect is holding a banquet today. He dares to come here and be so arrogant. The crowd on the street began to discuss. Who are you? In the distant streets, a large number of people from the Slaughter sect arrived. They were furious. I am Lin Ling. Looking at the densely packed experts, not only was Lin Ling not afraid, the killing intent in his heart grew even stronger. He knew that Daoist Kame wouldn't dare to kill, and Emperor Li Shou and the others wouldn't dare to kill so many. But Lin Ling dared. So what if he killed a lot? I just want to have a clear conscience. Great creation. When the sword came out, heads fell. When the Azura demon bone came out, corpses were everywhere. With just one sword, hundreds of people from the Slaughter sect died on the street. No one could stop it. Blood flowed down the street. The crowd in the distance all opened their mouths wide. Too strong, too decisive, who is the Slaughter sect? Is that the son of Huang, Lin Ling? Some people were even more surprised. They didn't expect that Lin Ling would dare to come here because this was not Lin Ling's territory. Lin Ling. You are the Lin Ling that the sect leader wants to kill. The disciples of the Slaughter sect had obviously heard of Lin Ling, and they were all surprised at this moment. I will kill your sect leader sooner or later. Lin Ling's face was covered in blood, and his clothes were dyed red. The Slaughter sect called for the world, but they didn't invite me, Lin Ling. This is not giving me face, so I will kill my way there today. Lin Ling raised his sword, and his killing intent was vast. Swoosh! No one was able to stop the sword. Lin Ling actually managed to cut a bloody path through the crowd. It seemed like it was only a matter of time before the Slaughter sect was annihilated. This guy. Emperor Li Shou and the others sucked in a breath of cold air. They didn't expect Lin Ling to be so ruthless, but after thinking about it, it was normal because Lin Ling was killing to stop killing. Killing the people of the Slaughter sect saved a lot of people. They followed Lin Ling, and soon, a vast blood-red manor appeared in front of them. Looking carefully, the manor's walls seemed to be condensed from blood, and it gave off an extremely majestic feeling. This was the former residence of the Slaughter Emperor. Before they got close to the manor, they heard the sound of chatter and laughter, and they could vaguely hear the sound of wine glasses clinking. Obviously, a large number of experts gathered in the manor, and they were all heroes of the world. Seeing the bustling scene, Daoist Kame frowned. The mortal world was facing a great calamity, but these guys were eating and drinking, and they didn't care about the lives of mortals. It was disgusting. Who are you people? After Lin Ling and the others got close to the manor, an expert frowned and asked. Hee, we're here to drink. Lin Ling took the lead and said with a smile, but his smile was cold, and he slashed out with his sword. The head of the Slaughter sect's disciple who was guarding the door flew to the ground, and Lin Ling was expressionless as he grabbed the head and entered the manor. Boom! The gate of the manor was kicked open by Lin Ling. At this moment, inside the manor where birds were chirping and flowers were fragrant, the giants of the mortal world gathered to drink wine. Suddenly, there was a loud bang, and then a head rolled in. Seeing this, the manor fell into a dead silence. Lin Ling. Then, many people looked at Lin Ling in surprise, and they didn't understand what had happened. I'm late. Am I not welcome? Lin Ling smiled and glanced at the crowd. There were many experts here, including the Slaughter sect, the Xianyuan clan, the Sky clan, and the Saints' Great Realm. Even the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was here. They were all stunned, and some were even dumbfounded. Because they didn't expect Lin Ling to come here, and the people behind Lin Ling were all giants of the mortal world. Prince Xiaoyao frowned, and then he smiled and said, "So it's Lin Ling, welcome, welcome. Men, serve the wine. Serve your ass. I don't have time to drink your dirty wine." Lin Ling shouted angrily. "You!" Prince Xiaoyao's face turned ugly. "Since you're not here to drink, then you're not welcome. Men, see him out. Shout until your throat is hoarse, and see if anyone will come." Lin Ling snorted. Sure enough, Prince Xiaoyao shouted a few times, but none of the Slaughter Sect's disciples showed up. Prince Xiaoyao glared at Lin Ling angrily. "You guessed right, all your disciples are dead," Lin Ling said without hiding anything. "Crazy." Everyone stared at Lin Ling, thinking that Lin Ling was too crazy. If he wanted to drink, they would give him face, but Lin Ling obviously didn't come to drink, he came to cause trouble. If Lin Ling was an ordinary person, even if he was one of the 10 heroes of the Xiandi, they would have killed him immediately. However, Lin Ling was the son of Huang, and his identity made them feel apprehensive. "My purpose here is simple, kill the Xianyuan clan, then leave immediately." Chapter 2019. Experts were dispatched one after another. Hearing this, everyone was stunned. Among them, a middle-aged man wearing a purple brocade robe shook his head and then drank. He was the first dragon ancestor of the Xianyuan clan. He shook his head because he thought that Lin Ling was dreaming. Not only him, but the entire manor was silent. Everyone shook their heads subconsciously. If it wasn't for the fact that there were too many big shots here, they would have laughed out loud. They were laughing at Lin Ling for not seeing through himself. Although Lin Ling was the son of desolation, the Xianyuan clan had existed for a longer time and was one of the 9 deacons of the mortal world. Lin Ling wanted to destroy the Xianyuan clan, but it was like trying to smash an egg against a rock. "Hee, who do you think you are? You think you can kill just because you say so?" A young man in the crowd muttered to himself. If one looked carefully, he was the leader of the Xiandi 10 heroes, Long Yinfeng. He was also the 3rd dragon ancestor of the Xianyuan clan. Long Yinfeng was just his code name. "Hee, who am I?" Lin Ling laughed. He raised the sword in his hand and slashed. "However, I will kill whoever I say." Whoosh! Under the slash, the space exploded. Long Yinfeng's eyes narrowed as he realized that Lin Ling's strength had increased since their last meeting. He wasn't even Lin Ling's opponent last time, let alone now. He pointed at Lin Ling, and without saying anything, his head flew into the air. Blood spurted out from his neck like a fountain. In fact, what he wanted to say before his death was that if he knew that Lin Ling would really attack, he wouldn't have said anything. Impudent. Prince Xiaoyao's side was furious. Lin Ling's arrogance was beyond their imagination. Bang! The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was a legend of the Grand Xianyuan domain. She definitely had to come out to oversee the situation. She smashed the wine cup in her hand on the ground and stood up. "Who gave you the courage?" Prince Xiaoyao and the rest sneered when they saw the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother speak. They also wanted to see who gave Lin Ling the courage to do so. "Today, if you don't give us an explanation, even if you are the son of Huang, you can forget about leaving." Another person spoke. Everyone stared at Lin Ling. As for the number 1 dragon ancestor of the Xianyuan clan, he was still drinking and didn't seem worried at all. However, Lin Ling smiled again and clapped his hands. The 7 kings, the clan leaders of the supreme clans, and the Empress Lord of the Eternal Palace all stepped forward. "I wonder if that's enough." Several voices rang out at the same time, causing all the people who were drinking to stop what they were doing. 7 emperors. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the rest had already seen the 7 emperors, but they didn't expect them to support Lin Ling. Because Lin Ling was here to kill. As the experts above Lin Ling, shouldn't they be reprimanding Lin Ling? Who dares to stop me from killing Xianyuan? Seeing everyone's gloomy face, Lin Ling spoke again. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was so angry that her body trembled. Rebellion, this was absolutely rebellion. Lin Ling was forcing her to hand over the girl. If she were to agree to a junior's demand, what face would she have left? Moreover, the experts from the Slaughter Sect, Sky Clan, and the immortal sovereign tribe of the Myriad Saint Realm also thought the same. If Lin Ling succeeded, they would be slapped in the face by Lin Ling. Therefore, they couldn't allow Lin Ling to be arrogant. This is your husband? The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother asked coldly. Heavenly Mother, we are grateful for your kindness, but we will follow our husband. Today, we will support our husband's decision. Even if we go to hell, we will follow him. Yu and Anuer spoke at the same time. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother became even angrier. A grown girl couldn't be kept at home. 7 emperors, Lin Ling is one of your people. Are you not going to teach him a lesson for being so arrogant? The experts from the Myriad Saint Realm shouted. If you don't teach him a lesson, then we will teach him a lesson for you. Someone else spoke. Although the 7 emperors supported Lin Ling and were somewhat afraid of Lin Ling, if one looked carefully, the experts from the 7 emperors weren't strong enough for them to fight head-on. Those who kill will be killed by others. Let me tell you, Lin Ling is going to become a legend in the mortal world and proclaim himself as an emperor. Sovereign Li Shou said indifferently. Emperor? Everyone's heart exploded. Lin Ling becoming a legend in the mortal world. This meant that Lin Ling's status was above them. In your dreams. The giants of the mortal world roared. If Lin Ling became a legend, then killing Xianyuan wouldn't be a problem. Obviously, Lin Ling had shocked everyone today. You are not welcome here. Get lost immediately. If you provoke us, then we will fight. Emperor Xiaoyao spoke as well. In truth, if Lin Ling had come alone, then he would definitely kill Lin Ling because Lin Ling had killed his disciple. However, he didn't dare to do so now because he would have to face the experts of the 7 emperors if he were to fight Lin Ling. This kind of battle was very dangerous. Even he had to be careful. Get lost? Lin Ling shook his head. In fact, he knew that many people here were involved in the massacre. However, Lin Ling only knew the ancient Ji family and Xianyuan clan. Today, he had to destroy the Xianyuan clan. Otherwise, how could he convince the others? The sword appeared in Lin Ling's hand and he slashed down fiercely. Rumble. The sword light was like a crescent moon, destroying all the banquets in the manor. Wine splattered everywhere and splashed all over the giants of the mortal world. Moreover, some of the weaker ones were screaming and lying on the ground, trembling. That sword strike had clearly frightened them badly. Let me tell you, today, you will have to hand them over whether you want to or not. I, Lin Ling, have become a legend in the mortal world. Those who dare to touch my family will be killed. Lin Ling pointed the ancient sword at the giants of the mortal world. In fact, he was declaring to the entire mortal world that he was a legend. This guy is bold. Emperor Li Shou and the others nodded secretly. Lin Ling should do this. Otherwise, no one would be afraid of him. You are courting death. Over at the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother's side, everyone's face was distorted. They didn't care about Lin Ling's arrogance and told him to get lost. However, Lin Ling was simply crazy. Not only did he not want to hand over the disciples, he even dared to disturb the banquet. This was simply tyrannical. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother looked at the wine on her body and her face turned green. The experts of the Sky Clan also gritted their teeth. As for the first dragon ancestor, his patience was also exhausted. I know that you are not convinced. You think that the 7 emperors alone are not enough for me to proclaim myself as the emperor. Then, I will beat you until you are convinced. Lin Ling said indifferently as if he didn't know that everyone was angry. In his sleeve, the small saint was ready to move out. This is too much. How dare you not invite us to drink? How dare you not invite Lin Ling? This is not giving us face. This banquet should be cancelled. At this time, the manor's walls were destroyed. A large number of figures arrived. Upon closer inspection, they were actually the experts of Xianhuang Daiyu. They were the stone god, fire toad, and the others. Moreover, this slaughter gate is really hard to find. If we didn't catch a few people who were invited, we wouldn't even know about this place. Xiao Yao Tianzi, you really don't put us in your eyes. Fire Toad shouted coldly after entering. You. Chapter 2020. Hand him over or not? They were going crazy. Why would Lin Ling ask them to help him? Lin Ling was astonished, but he knew the stone god and the fire toad, so he wasn't surprised. You're all helping Lin Ling? Asked the North Celestial Emperor of the Great Saint region. He didn't understand either. Are you deaf? We already explained everything. Shouted the fire toad coldly. He realized that Lin Ling was acting like his benefactor. Therefore, he was on the same side. Even Sun Yu Wu Shuang, the 2 battle kings, do you think so too? Asked the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother, frowning. The 2 battle kings of Champion University smiled wryly. Actually, they wanted to stand aside and watch. Indeed, they agree with Lin Ling. Let me tell you, today, Xian Yuan must be handed over. Otherwise, even if Lin Ling doesn't do anything, the 2 battle kings of Champion University will, said the stone god coldly. Hearing this, the 2 battle kings narrowed their eyes. When had they ever said something like this? Now, they were on the same side as Lin Ling. As expected, when the stone god said that, everybody thought that all the strong cultivators of Xianhuang Daiyu were on Lin Ling's side. The 2 battle kings had no choice but to get on the same side. Alright, Lin Ling, I underestimated you. Said the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother, looking at Lin Ling. She felt like she was dreaming. In the past, Lin Ling was a genius. He had become the son of Huang step by step, but he was still far from her level. But now, without realizing it, Lin Ling had become a legend in the human world. He was on the same level as her. She wanted to refute, but she couldn't find a good reason to do so. After all, if they continued fighting, they would definitely lose. Is that enough? Asked Lin Ling when he saw that everybody was silent. He was asking them if they were qualified. He was asking them if they would hand him over. In reality, this was also Lin Ling trying to intimidate them. It's really lively. There are experts from the mortal world who want to be crowned as emperors. However, they are making such a big fuss just to be crowned as emperors. This is too much. Moreover, as if feeling that this place was not lively enough, a voice came from afar. From the sound of it, the person who came seemed to feel that Lin Ling had caused too much of a stir, so he was complaining. This also meant that this person might be supporting the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother. For a moment, the experts on the side of the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother smiled as if they saw hope. Almost at the same time, a large number of experts appeared in the manor. They were the experts of the Spirit Tribe. What did you say before? That's right, it's too much. It's too low-key. Lin Ling's coronation should be a grand event. Not only should the human realm know about it, the demon realm should also know about it. And as a friend of the spirit race, we should come and support him. I agree that Lin Ling should be crowned emperor and become a legend of the human world. However, what the Ling race experts said next struck the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others like a bolt of lightning. It turned out that they thought it wasn't sensational enough, so they came to help. At this moment, the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others were stunned. Their clothes were still stained with wine, but they didn't feel it at all. Lin Ling's coronation was supported by Xianping Province and the Great Xianyuan region. Now, even the spirit tribes supported him. They couldn't understand how a mere junior had the power to rally supporters. Even Lin Ling was secretly shocked. However, he soon sneered, "Are you going to hand him over or not?" His voice was calm, but it sounded like sarcasm in the hearts of the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others. As for the first dragon ancestor, he was panicking. Lin Ling alone wasn't scary, but the human realm experts behind him were. "We have cultivated for millions of years. Do you think it's possible for a junior like you to ask us to hand him over?" However, the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother's side refused to admit defeat. They couldn't lower their heads to a junior. 3 years later, the battle of creation will begin. That's why there's no such thing as the Deacon Palace in the human world. Everything is based on strength. That's why we're not allies. Wanting us to hand someone over is even more impossible because we're already enemies. At this time, a gloomy voice suddenly sounded. Everyone looked over and saw a man in armor. This man was from the Divine Marquis residence. His words also meant that they could cooperate with the human race, but they could also cooperate with the devil race, ghost race, and even the deity race. Lin Ling's eyes narrowed. Just as he was about to speak, 2 silhouettes shot over at lightning speed. Their murderous intent exploded. Their speed was as fast as lightning. If you die, everything will be meaningless. That's right. There is no Deacon Palace of the human realm anymore. Everything is based on strength. We can win by killing you. The 2 figures sneered. One of them was from the Divine Marquis residence, and the other was from the North Celestial Emperor. Their plan was very precise. How dare you? The 7 emperors were shocked. They didn't expect the other party to attack by force. In the crowd, Daoist came frowned. He had been hiding his strength all this time. He wanted to be Lin Ling's trump card in case the great demon king of the devil race suddenly attacked. But now, he was ready to attack. He couldn't hide anymore. It seems like you are still not convinced by me. But I agree with your words. Strength is everything. Don't move. However, under everyone's gazes, Lin Ling's expression was calm. Instead, he coldly spat out a sentence. Today, not only did he come for revenge, but he also wanted to be crowned as an emperor. Being crowned as an emperor was to protect his family and friends. Although he would become a thorn in everyone's eyes, if a man didn't stand in front of the storm and block everything, would a woman do it? Therefore, anyone who was not convinced would be killed. Little saint. Lin Ling let out a furious roar. His bloody mouth opened wide in his sleeves and shot out in an unstoppable manner. Divine world-suppressing beast. Lin Ling roared again. The appearance of 2 ancient giant beasts, one from the sky and one from the earth, shocked everyone. Boom! In the sky, the 9-headed lion prepared by Lin Ling fell like a meteor. The North Celestial Emperor's expert narrowed his eyes. That terrifying giant beast made his body tremble. On the ground, the expert of the Divine Marquis Mansion was good at assassination. But the bloody mouth came swallowing him. As an archer, he had killed countless demonic beasts in his life. Today, he was going to die in the mouth of a demonic beast. Boom! Boom! 2 violent explosions sounded. The 2 experts of the human realm who attacked were turned into ashes. A 9-headed lion was floating in the sky. A black ancient snake was wandering on the ground. And this was Lin Ling's strength. At this moment, not to mention the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others, even the 2 battle kings sucked in a cold breath. Had a martial emperor realm expert been killed just like that? Moreover, They felt that the black ancient snake was the most terrifying thing. They were afraid that even if they attacked, they wouldn't be a match for the black ancient snake. This guy. Prince Xiaoyao, Luo Fan Chen, and the others were pale. They were all children of desolation, but it was clear who was stronger and who was weaker. Moreover, according to what they knew, Lin Ling also had the terrifying ancient divine crow. Lin Ling's strength wasn't the strongest, but the strength of his external objects was undeniable. The entire manor was destroyed. The whole city was paying attention to the blood manor. After seeing Lin Ling's dazzling rise, they were all frightened. The legend of the human realm, Lin Ling, no one could stop his rise. Are you going to hand over the people? The corner of Lin Ling's mouth moved slightly, and he coldly spat out. Are you going to hand over the people? Chapter 2021. Immortal Drunken Wine. At this moment, Lin Ling was throwing out wave after wave of his forces to see who was stronger. The Divine Marquis Estate, the North Immortal Emperor, and the Xianyuan clan were all silent. Indeed, each wave was stronger than the last. It could be said that even without the help of the 7 emperors, Lin Ling could easily wipe out the forces of the mortal world's giants. Plop! The first dragon ancestor was so frightened that he fell to the ground. He had seen too many storms in his life and thought that he wouldn't be alarmed even if the sky collapsed. However, at this moment, his pants were wet and he could smell the stench of urine. Clearly, he was scared out of his wits, especially that huge black snake. It made him feel like an ant that could swallow him at any time. He hoped that someone would help him, but there was only silence. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother stood there like a puppet. She had always thought that Lin Ling didn't have the strength to threaten her, but now, she felt that he did. It was that mysterious black snake. Jade Lake Heavenly Mother, I know that you are the leader of the great Xianyuan domain and the leader of this group. However, there are some things that you don't know. Moreover, I also guessed that you didn't participate. Don't be used by others. Lin Ling said at this time. He had a feeling that the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother didn't participate in the massacre. You shut up. Lin Ling's words made some experts feel a little guilty. However, Lin Ling glanced over. With just a glance, the expert from the Sky Clan felt his heart tremble. What a cold gaze. However, he still braced himself and said, you are only arrogant because of the 7 emperors. However, if our Sky Lord returns, you will die without a doubt. Clearly, the Sky Clan was also involved in the plan. The condition was that the Sky Lord could return to the mortal world. The Sky Lord is already dead. He died in the mouth of this guy. Lin Ling shook his head and said softly. This sentence was like thunder. If they had doubts about the Black Snake's strength at the beginning, they had no doubts now because the Sky Lord's strength was comparable to the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother. However, he had also fallen. This also meant that Lin Ling was indeed a threat to the mortal world's legends. I've said what I need to say. Now, do you want to hand him over? Lin Ling said again. Today, he had achieved his goal. At the very least, he knew who was involved in the plan. When he became stronger, he would take revenge on them one by one. What if I don't hand it over? The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother's voice was clearly much softer, and she no longer had the domineering aura she had at the start. Slaughter you all. Lin Ling said word by word. Boom. This was definitely the most shocking sentence of the day. If they didn't hand over the person, they would all be killed. Furthermore, no one dared to doubt Lin Ling's words. Lin Ling possessed such strength. Thud thud thud. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother's face turned even paler. She had been forced by Lin Ling to hand over the girl. If she didn't, would he kill her? The others also stood there like idiots. With their status, facing Lin Ling, they were actually like ants, having their lives threatened by Lin Ling. However, at this moment, a long zither sound came from afar. The sound seemed to come from thousands of miles away, but in the next moment, it appeared right next to their ears. It was extremely mysterious. Moreover, under the sound of the zither, the murderous intent in everyone's heart gradually dissipated. "Master, you're finally here." Hearing that voice, the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother's face lit up with joy. Her master was here, he was finally here. Everyone here was threatened by Lin Ling, but her master was an ancient overlord who was on the same level as martial god Tianyu. Thus, there was no need to fear Lin Ling. "Master, the great calamity of heaven and earth. Someone wants to use this opportunity to eliminate the dissidents. Master, please help us." The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother bowed to the sky and said. The people around her were delighted. Lin Ling was dead for sure this time. I saw the divine martial realm suppressing beast come out again, so I followed. "What are you all doing?" A gentle voice came from the sky. It was extremely pleasant to the ears, but there was no one in sight. Clearly, that ancient overlord was far away at this moment. "Is that ancient martial god Yun?" Everyone raised their heads to look at the sky. The human race had several ancient overlords. Ancient martial god Yun, martial god Tianyu, guardian of the human realm, immortal Kame, immortal drunken wine, and death arrow martial god from the grand saint realm. Of course, there were also some hidden ancient overlords, such as the legendary sword immortal Tsang Tian. However, these people had disappeared for so long that people wondered if they were still alive. The ancient overlords were comparable to the 5 great demon kings of the demon race, the top divine lords of the godly kingdom, and the strongest ghost emperor of the ghost race. This is not the case. Seeing that an ancient overlord was about to arrive, immortal Kame also stepped into the sky. He had been hiding to prevent the ancient overlords from interfering in this matter. In the human race, someone colluded with the ghost race and the demon race. They wanted to dominate the battle of creation and eliminate potential opponents. Lin Ling's hometown was massacred by those people, so today, Lin Ling is here for revenge. Immortal Kame said indifferently. Many people gasped. Immortal Kame was indeed supporting Lin Ling. Right now, martial god Tianyu was missing and the guardian of the human realm was seriously injured. They could not appear. Only immortal Kame was supporting Lin Ling. Hee, it's just one side of the story. Old tortoise, when did you become so shameless? However, after immortal Kame's words, the sunset spread over from the other side of the sky. A handsome man stepped on the sunset with 2 fairies in his arms, smiling as he walked over. This person was very mysterious, but his strength was not to be underestimated. Immortal Drunken Wine. Immortal Kame frowned in surprise. This person was also an ancient overlord. However, Immortal Drunken Wine was extremely mysterious. It was said that he had opened a drunken immortal restaurant overseas and lived a carefree life there. Immortal Kame did not expect that he would also come. The battle of creation will begin in 3 years. I should return to Jianghu, but I did not expect to see such a foul atmosphere as soon as I came out. Are all the younger generation so impetuous nowadays? The middle-aged man said indifferently. His words seemed to be directed at Lin Ling. Obviously, Lin Ling's sensational self-proclamation had made the middle-aged man somewhat dissatisfied. Lin Ling also looked at the middle-aged man, but he did not have any impression of him. He thought that this middle-aged man must be a powerhouse who rose after Li Xiaoyao. However, did he have the qualifications to criticize him? During the great calamity of the human race, some people only cared about romance and ignored the common people. At the critical moment, he came out and wanted to rule the world. Are all ancient overlords so shameless? Lin Ling said indifferently. This guy. Everyone was shocked by Lin Ling's words. This was because Lin Ling was attacking Immortal Drunken Wine. Sure enough, Immortal Drunken Wine frowned. He was very surprised by Lin Ling's boldness, but he was not happy in his heart. This matter has nothing to do with you. You came here in a carefree manner and then stood on the moral high ground to criticize me. Could it be that the so-called ancient overlords are so boring? Lin Ling said again. Chapter 2022. Fallen Mortal. Li Xiaoyao. Who do you think you are? Holding a wine jug and hugging a beauty makes you an ancient overlord. Then let me ask you, where were you in the true martial world sealing enchantment? Where were you in the battle for the enchantment token? At least martial god Tianyu, the mortal world's guardian, and Taoist came were all injured because of this. They are the true ancient overlords. As for you, go home and drink, don't come here and make a fool of yourself. Lin Ling's words were like a string of cannons, bombarding immortal drunken wine's body. Not to mention him, even the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others were shocked. They didn't expect Lin Ling to not fear an ancient overlord. You see, this kid is lawless and doesn't even respect his seniors. He should be killed. Jade Lake Heavenly Mother said after being stunned for a moment. Immortal Drunken Wine coldly stared at Lin Ling but didn't make a move. He believed that someone would make a move. Taoist came alone wouldn't be able to protect Lin Ling. In the sky, the distant sound of the zither was getting closer and closer, causing many people to become nervous. At present, Lin Ling had become a legend in the mortal world. There was no doubt about his appeal. However, he had provoked an ancient overlord. Then, would the ancient overlord let Lin Ling go? What do you guys think about my zither? What was surprising was that a woman in green clothes appeared in the sky. She was very beautiful and gentle, making people fall in love with her at first glance. She stood in the sky, and a green guqin appeared in her hand. She gently played the guqin. However, she didn't ask who was at fault. She was actually playing the zither. Even the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother didn't understand her master's actions. At this moment, Lin Ling also stared at the sky. Looking at the hazy woman, his eyes finally revealed a trace of nostalgia. He already knew who was coming and had been waiting for this person to come. Therefore, when Immortal Drunken Wine reprimanded him, Lin Ling wasn't afraid because he knew that he would be safe and sound today. However, the others didn't think so, because if ancient martial god Ruoyun also attacked Lin Ling, and Immortal Drunken Wine also joined in, Taoist Kame wouldn't be able to stop the two ancient giants. This zither is the zither of righteous sound, one of the 10 great immortal weapons of heaven and earth. Only those who are righteous and pure of heart can play it. The martial god means that only those who are pure of heart can win for the world, for their family, and for their friends. The benevolent are invincible. At this time, a calm voice drifted out. Then, a handsome young man walked out step by step. His steps were filled with confidence, as if he was free and unfettered in the world. When they saw that person, many people were shocked. It was Fallen Mortal. Rumor has it that mortal descendant was the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao. Rumor has it that ancient rhyme was Li Xiaoyao's disciple as well. The great calamity of the mortal world and the battle of creation have surfaced. Who can rule the world is important to the entire world. However, if the ruler of this world is a narrow-minded person, then the world will become even more chaotic. Fallen Dust said as he walked, appearing even more carefree. Looking at Fallen Mortal, Jade Lake Heavenly Mother laughed, laughing very happily. Fallen Mortal was said to be the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao. Although there was no proof, at least he was the most similar to Li Xiaoyao. Most importantly, Fallen Mortal was on her side. If he could get his master to kill Lin Ling, then Lin Ling would definitely die. As for her master, Ancient Rhyme, she was the kindest person in the world. Therefore, even if Lin Ling deserved to die, Ancient Rhyme might not kill Lin Ling unless Fallen Mortal asked. Fallen Mortal, now it's up to you. The North Celestial Emperor, Sky Clan, and other experts looked at Fallen Mortal. If they could get the help of an ancient giant, then their strength would increase greatly. The zither of righteous sound, you actually know about this treasure. In the sky, the woman in green looked at fallen mortal indifferently as if she could see through fallen mortal's past and present life. She had long heard that fallen mortal was the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao, but she secretly observed him. However, she didn't feel that fallen mortal resembled Li Xiaoyao in any way. But this time, she was somewhat moved. This zither is the only one in the world. Fallen mortal stopped and looked at the sky indifferently. At this moment, the demeanor of an ancient master was even more obvious. In the whole world, only I understand you, only I understand this zither. I reincarnated 100 times just for today. In the Genesis battle in 3 years, I will rule the world and decide everything. Fallen mortal's voice was extremely heroic, as if he was free and unfettered in the world. Not only did it make Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others, but it also made the experts of the demon and ghost race who were secretly watching from afar change their expressions. Did Li Xiaoyao's reincarnation finally admit it? If fallen mortal recovered his past strength, then who in the world could stop him? For a moment, the sky and the earth were silent. The 7 emperors and the others looked dignified. If ancient rhyme acknowledged fallen mortal, then they would be in trouble. Only Taoist came and God of Stones smiled indifferently, not panicking at all. You really are Li Xiaoyao's reincarnation. Finally, a clear voice like a bell came from the sky. That's me. Fallen mortal nodded, causing Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others to agree. He really is Li Xiaoyao, guaranteed to be the fake. We've already witnessed his miraculous abilities. Ancient rhyme martial god, please believe in him. Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others smiled and said. Facing an ancient giant, they could only show flattery. In the sky, the woman in green fell silent, but many people could see that she seemed to have confirmed something. Li Xiaoyao can't be confirmed with just a few words. Ancient rhyme martial god, although I don't know you, I'm very familiar with Li Xiaoyao. You're his disciple, so you're not very familiar with him. At this moment, a voice that disagreed with the crowd sounded. It was Taoist came. Hearing Taoist Came's words, Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others were secretly angry, but Taoist Came was also an ancient giant, and they couldn't afford to provoke him. Then what does Taoist Came mean? In the sky, the woman in green asked. It just so happens that I have someone here who has seen Li Xiaoyao's illusion. He might be more familiar with Li Xiaoyao. Taoist Came looked at Lin Ling. Hearing this, Lin Ling smiled faintly. He knew Taoist Came's painstaking efforts. Now that he had announced that he was Li Xiaoyao, there would be endless trouble. Therefore, he took advantage of the situation and said, You said that the zither is very rare and unique? Yes, what do you mean? Are you questioning me? Ancient rhyme martial god, I think this kid should be killed. Fallen mortal said with his hands behind his back. However, the woman in green in the sky ignored fallen mortal and looked at Lin Ling instead. Lin Ling smiled faintly. At this moment, he seemed to have returned to the time when he was teaching martial arts. The heavenly zither of righteous sound is indeed rare, but what's really rare is the martial god song. It's the 5 notes heaven and earth song. Lin Ling said calmly. His words made many people's expressions change drastically. The ancient rhyme martial god zither was one of the 10 great immortal weapons of heaven and earth, passed down from the 4 great eras. However, Lin Ling said that the most precious thing was the zither's song. Nonsense. How ignorant. That's right, does he think he can compare to Li Xiaoyao? Li Xiaoyao is the first emperor of the 4 great eras. What hasn't he seen? Fallen mortal must be right. Chapter 2023. The youngest human world legend. Many people coldly shouted. They knew that if fallen dust was mistaken for Li Xiaoyao, then Lin Ling's death was certain. I have nothing to say to you, I can only say that you are a frog at the bottom of a well. Fallen dust didn't even look at Lin Ling and said with disdain. Yes, compared to this zither, a truly rare zither song is one that contains all the laws of sound in the world. It's not something an ancient zither can compare to. However, a thunderous voice came from the sky, causing fallen dust to be badly battered. Everyone's jaws dropped. A truly precious zither song. Not one of the 10 great immortal weapons. Lin Ling wasn't surprised by this outcome. He slowly walked towards fallen dust and extended his fist, causing fallen dust to frown. What is the meaning of this? Lin Ling smiled and suddenly threw a punch at fallen dust's nose, causing him to stagger backwards. He was infuriated. Have you heard of the story of buying a jade and returning a pearl? A person's eyesight determines their cultivation, future, and previous life. You see the pearl in my hand, but you don't know that the true value is in my hand, the thing that holds the pearl. Lin Ling opened his hand and a pearl appeared in his palm, but his words were meaningful. Even the woman in green in the sky stared deeply at Lin Ling, wanting to see through everything about Lin Ling. However, she was surprised. Under her gaze, Lin Ling was calm and indifferent, as if he wouldn't be alarmed even if the sky collapsed. Reality has proven that you are not the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao. You are not even worthy to carry his shoes. Lin Ling ignored the woman's gaze and faintly smiled. I am Li Xiaoyao. Fallen dust was hit by Lin Ling's fist earlier and his nose was bleeding. However, at this moment, he angrily roared and appeared to be in an extremely sorry state. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and the others were astonished. Compared to the previous Grandmaster Fallen Dust, this was the difference between heaven and earth. If you say so, then so be it. As long as you are happy. Faced with fallen mortals' unwillingness, Lin Ling lazily said. Words like this were undoubtedly like fallen mortal punching cotton. Then, may I know how many types of heaven and earth sound laws there are? Meanwhile, the green-clothed woman asked once more. To everyone's surprise, she was skilled in the laws of sound. However, they were sure that she possessed a huge amount of laws. Heaven and earth are divided into 5 laws, Gong, Shang, Jiao, Zheng, and Yu, which correspond to wood, fire, earth, metal, water, liver, heart, spleen, lungs, and kidney. It's one of the great laws of heaven and earth. However, very few people can comprehend this law. Fallen Dust was the first to speak. He wanted to prove that he was Li Xiaoyao, and he seemed to have recovered his previous confidence. Many of them were puzzled when they heard this. The laws of sound had always been rare, so they didn't know how many of them there were. Sigh, you're wrong again. However, Lin Ling immediately retorted, Li Xiaoyao, no, Fallen Dust, you said that you're the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao and shocked the world. However, since I've known you, other than knowing that you've embarrassed yourself, I don't think I've seen you do anything sensational. You don't even understand the laws of heaven and earth sound. You should reincarnate again. These words were filled with ridicule and mockery. Fallen Dust was stunned on the spot. Lin Ling had struck him again. Heaven and earth are divided into 7 laws. This is also the reason why you haven't stepped into the martial god realm. It's because you've been cultivating the 5 laws. You don't know that there is always someone better than you. Lin Ling looked at the green-clothed woman in the sky. His voice was calm, but it carried an indescribable temperament. At this moment, Came Taoist laughed. Stone Deity laughed. Fire Toad was also somewhat excited. This was because they saw the most familiar Li Xiaoyao. It was also because they were the only ones who had seen Li Xiaoyao. Heaven and earth are divided into 7 laws. In the sky, the green-clothed woman's body trembled. She stared at Lin Ling in disbelief. She vaguely saw a familiar scene. In the past, when she was still young, that man sternly taught her not to follow the rules. He told her to break the laws of heaven and earth. The laws of heaven and earth were 5 sounds, but she had broken the rules and created 7 sounds. Could it be that you are? The green-clothed woman's eyes suddenly became wet. She stared at the divine martial world-suppressing beast, and a guess arose in her heart. The divine martial world-suppressing beast rarely came out. However, over the years, it had been summoned a few times. This time, she had followed out of curiosity. Now, she realized that the divine martial world-suppressing beast had come for a reason. I'm just an ordinary kid who likes to be in a mess and be free wherever I go. Lin Ling replied with a smile. His long hair was flowing, and his long robe was fluttering. However, in the eyes of the green-clothed woman, her heart was finally shaken. An ordinary kid who likes to be in a mess and be free wherever he goes. Wasn't this what her master liked to say the most? Could it be that her master had returned? At that moment, no one knew what the ancient martial god was thinking. Even the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother didn't know, because there were very few people who had actually seen Li Xiaoyao. He's talking nonsense. I'm Li Xiaoyao. Fallen Mortal didn't know what had happened, so he immediately shouted. I'm Li Xiaoyao. Surprisingly, the gentle green-clothed woman in the sky shouted angrily, which was rare. She gently pressed down with a finger. Rumble. Fallen Mortal was pressed into the ground by the finger, and it extended all the way to the core of the earth. It made a human-shaped hole appear in the ground. Seeing this, the whole world was silent. Li Xiaoyao's reincarnation was beaten to the ground. That was too embarrassing. And the one who did it was Li Xiaoyao's former disciple. Could it be that Fallen Mortal wasn't Li Xiaoyao's reincarnation? Suddenly, everyone opened their mouths wide. They couldn't express their shock with words. It was like watching a peerless master suddenly become a beggar. Thank you for your guidance. You let me know that he's not Li Xiaoyao, and you've seen the illusion of Li Xiaoyao. You're the one who knows Li Xiaoyao the best. Ancient martial god looked at Lin Ling, and then slightly bowed. She vaguely knew that Lin Ling didn't want to reveal his identity for the time being, so she naturally helped her master. However, seeing her master again, she was very excited and even wanted to throw herself at him. Of course, she held back all of this. However, her words represented the result. Ancient martial god seems to have chosen to stand on Lin Ling's side. What a lucky boy. Is Lin Ling going to rise completely today, and no one can stop him? Damn it. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was so angry that she secretly gritted her teeth. Even the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was the same. Little Yao, after you go back, you'll be in seclusion for 1,000 years. Without my permission, you're not allowed to come out. The woman in green looked at the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother and said. The latter's face instantly turned pale, and she knelt down with a plop. She wanted to say something, but nothing came out. It's over. The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother is going to leave this world. There will be no more legends in the mortal world in the Xianyuan realm. Why is this happening? The result undoubtedly made everyone lose their wits. They looked at Lin Ling with shock in their eyes. Today, no one could stop Lin Ling's rise. Lin Ling had become the weakest legend in the mortal world. Chapter 2024. Challenge. What the hell are you doing? Martial God Yungu, you and I know each other. Are you going to help that kid? In the distance, Immortal Drunken Wine's face was extremely ugly. The result was completely different from what he had imagined. In fact, he liked martial god Yungu very much. However, other than discussing music with him, martial god Yungu had no intention of getting to know him. Kid. Ancient martial god Yungu smiled. Her smile was beautiful and gentle, but her hands were constantly moving like butterflies. A beautiful melody floated out, and through the jade zither, the power of 300 million laws was released. Boom! 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 This attack was too fast for anyone to react, and all of it was aimed at Immortal Drunken Wine. Immortal Drunken Wine did not expect that the other party would attack without warning. Martial God Yungu seemed to have been touched, and Immortal Drunken Wine was immediately bombarded by the terrifying laws. He was confused. Ancient Martial God Rhyme was very beautiful and gentle, but this was the first time he had seen Ancient Martial God Rhyme use violence. What the hell was going on? He did not know that he had indeed touched Martial God Yungu's reverse scale by reprimanding Lin Ling. Don't be too violent. It's rare for others to come out of the martial arts world. Give them some face. Lin Ling said with a smile. That's right. What made everyone's pupils tremble was that Martial God Yungu actually agreed and stopped. What the hell was going on? Lin Ling smiled and glanced at those surprised people. Finally, his smile became colder and colder. Now, is there anyone who wants to stop me? As soon as his voice fell, the first dragon ancestors of the Xianyuan clan fell to the ground again with a plop. Today, all the experts of the mortal world had come out. There was no strongest, only stronger. Everything was to kill him and destroy his clan. However, what was terrifying was that Lin Ling had created miracles time and time again. In the end, he was still forced into a corner, leaving him with no way out. Around him, no one dared to speak up for him. Silence. Lin Ling, I won't let you off. I admit that I colluded with the ghost race and the devil race. They promised me that they would make me stronger, and even let me participate in the battle of creation. However, I didn't expect that we would ignore you when we paid attention to Taoist came. Now that things had come to this, the first dragon ancestor of Xianyuan had clearly thrown caution to the wind. This made many people shake their heads. The Xianyuan clan had really colluded with the demons. There are many things that you can't think of. However, I'm not interested in what you think or how you cooperate with others. However, you shouldn't have attacked my people. Lin Ling said coldly. Waving his right hand, the little sage shot forward, transforming into a black torrent of magical laws. Shockingly, the black torrent of magical laws was enough to strike fear into anyone who saw it. Where did Lin Ling get such a terrifying demonic beast? Other than the ancient era's giants, who could be its match? Without any suspense, the number one dragon ancestor of the Xianyuan clan had perished, and the experts of the Xianyuan clan had suffered the same fate. Go. In the Divine Lord Manor, the North Deity Emperor and the others knew that the situation was hopeless, so they all fled. You want to leave? Dream on. The seven emperors and the others also knew that the Divine Lord Manor and the others had participated in the massacre, so they were all prepared to attack. Let them go. However, Lin Ling stopped the seven emperors and the other experts. He looked indifferently into the distance and saw that the sky was filled with demonic chi that had turned into a giant. It was the great demon king of the demons. Obviously, if the seven emperors and the others were to attack, the war between the demons and the humans would break out. You're Lin Ling. I've heard a lot about you. A deep voice came from afar, shaking the heaven and earth. The mysterious great demon king had actually heard of Lin Ling's name. I was just lucky. Lin Ling replied indifferently. You're a very good junior. I'm looking forward to your participation in the Battle of Genesis. The mysterious great demon king stared at Lin Ling indifferently and left behind a sentence. In the end, he turned into endless demonic clouds and disappeared. When did the great demon king of the demons come? Has he been paying attention to this place? Only then did the crowd react, all of them trembling with fear. Only Lin Ling, immortal came, and ancient martial god Yun in the sky had already sensed it. When ancient martial god Yun arrived, she did not act impulsively. The reason was that she was afraid of the demons and did not know what the demons were planning. However, by chance, ancient martial god Yun had found the person she had been waiting for thousands of years. Only the ancient giants of the various clans can participate in the Battle of Genesis. However, ordinary martial artists who have experienced the Outstanding Talents competition can also participate. Lin Ling, let's meet at the Outstanding Talents competition and settle all our grievances. Prince Xiao Yao withdrew his gaze from the sky and finally stared coldly at Lin Ling and said, "Alright, let's end this in a year's time." Lin Ling also smiled and nodded. After getting Lin Ling's agreement, Prince Xiao Yao also left. However, he looked deeply at Lin Ling. The last time he saw Lin Ling was in the star-picking Purple Mansion. At that time, Lin Ling was still very weak. However, he knew that Lin Ling had the same origin as him. They both came from another world. But now, Lin Ling had grown to such a level. As a time traveler, he, Prince Xiao Yao, must determine the winner and the loser. He did not know that Lin Ling was a time traveler in his previous life. However, 100 lifetimes ago, Lin Ling was the reincarnation of Li Xiaoyao. Although he and Lin Ling were both time travelers, Lin Ling's origin was much stronger than his. Let's go. Lin Ling did not intend to stay and left with his people. Lin Ling has become an emperor. He has become a legend in the human world. I'm looking forward to him participating in the Genesis battle 3 years later. Perhaps, he will rule the world. Let's wait for the Heaven's Pride competition 1 year later. Only by passing the competition will he be qualified to participate in the Genesis battle. After Lin Ling left, the crowd discussed animatedly. However, they also acknowledged Lin Ling's identity as a legend in the human world. Moreover, after a day, the news spread throughout the human world. Everyone knew about it. Even the news spread to the nation of God, the ghost race, and the devil race, causing an uproar among the 3 major races. Has he finally risen? It won't be long before he comes to find you. Yes, Father. I'll wait for him. On a mountain peak, Xian Yuan and the Eastern Demon King looked into the distance. At this moment, they also heard Lin Ling's name. Lin Ling could be said to have shaken the 4 major races. Of course, the most important thing was the Genesis battle 3 years later. Because no matter what kind of legend or powerhouse one was, if he could not rule the world in the Genesis battle, then everything would disappear with the wind. Lin Ling was obviously working hard for the Genesis battle. However, before that, he had to go through the Heaven's Pride competition 1 year later. However, Lin Ling did not have much pressure for the competition. Bringing everyone back to the rainforest sacred land, Lin Ling's first priority was to improve the talent of Yu Yu and the others because he planned to let Yu Yu and the others participate in the Heaven's Pride competition. Chapter 2025. The arrival of the ancient martial god. Everyone was gathered in the rainforest sacred ground, causing the spectators in the distance to suck in a breath of cold air. What did they just see? Outside of the 7 kings, there were the supreme clans, the eternal palace, the 3 historical clans of Xianhuang Daiyu, and the 2 war monarchs. It could be said that more than half of the human forces were gathered in the rainforest sacred ground. Lin Ling was crowned as an emperor and became a legend of the mortal world. Many people gave him face. Yes, Lin Ling was the junior with the shortest cultivation time, but he rose up in 1 step and became a legend. This is the kind of martial artist we should worship. In the future, I will follow in Lin Ling's footsteps and become a legend of the mortal world. These martial artists' blood was boiling. As for the female martial artists, their eyes were filled with worship. Everyone wanted to create miracles, but not everyone could create miracles. Over time, some hot-blooded martial artists lost their will to fight and could only cultivate blindly. But now, Lin Ling was like a rising star, telling them that as long as they persevered, nothing was impossible. TSK, this time, His Excellency became a legend of the mortal world. Even though we have turned into ghosts, I am still very excited to see His Excellency's pride. As expected of Our Excellency. Those who died in the rainforest sacred ground were also very excited at this moment. Not only them, but Little Flame, the 9 spirits of heaven, Elder Extreme Flame, and Yu were also the same. In the past, they could only look up to the legends of the mortal world because they were the top experts of the world. But now, such a legend was right beside them. Moreover, in order to celebrate Lin Ling, more than half of the experts of the mortal world came. One had to say that this was an honor. Ling quickly entertained them. Patriarch Extreme Flame whispered beside Lin Ling. He was rather flattered by this unexpected favor. Lin Ling smiled and waved his hand. It's not their first time meeting, no need to be so polite. Ancestor Extreme Flame was speechless after hearing this. Only his little grandson would dare to neglect the giants of the mortal world like this. That's right. It's not the first time we've met. Just be casual. The overlords of the mortal world also spoke with a smile. They appeared to be approachable, but everyone knew that this approachability depended on the person. If it was a junior here, they would absolutely not receive such courtesy. But some people were still confused, such as the 2 battle kings of Champion University. They still didn't understand why God Shi and the others supported Lin Ling. Why did he want them to support him? Why did he want them to support him? Was he trying to force them to support him? Only Stone God and Taoist Came knew that Lin Ling was Li Xiaoyao. His future achievements would definitely not be low. He might even be able to rule the world. While everyone was talking, a woman in a green dress flew down from the sky excitedly. Martial God Yungu. Seeing that woman, everyone was immediately surprised. They never thought that ancient martial God Yungu would come. Lin Ling, on the other hand, smiled and was not surprised. Ancient martial God Yungu was extremely excited, but she controlled her emotions. Even though she could announce Lin Ling's identity, it wouldn't bring her any benefits. After all, in 3 years, if everyone knew that Lin Ling was Li Xiaoyao, they would definitely target Lin Ling. Even though ancient martial God Yungu was an ancient overlord, there were many people who weren't weaker than her. Another ancient overlord is here. Little Ling, hurry up and bow. If that master hadn't helped you before, we wouldn't have been able to leave. Looking at the beautiful and gentle ancient martial God Yungu, Ancestor Extreme Flame was even more flattered. Even Yu and the others were the same, because in terms of seniority, ancient martial God Yungu could be their grandmother. Even though Taoist Came was there, they were already familiar with each other, so they didn't feel flattered. Bow. Lin Ling was surprised. Brat, she helped you before. Brother Ling, Senior Martial God Yungu is the Master of Heavenly Mother, you should indeed bow. Yu and Ancestor Extreme Flame said. Yes. The 7 emperors nodded. Ancient martial God Yungu was the most mysterious among the ancient overlords, so they could only look up to her. All right. Lin Ling rubbed his nose gloomily and hurriedly bowed. No need. To everyone's surprise, ancient martial God Yungu actually panicked. Moreover, when Lin Ling bowed to her, she quickly swept past and avoided that bow. Seeing this, everyone opened their mouths wide, not understanding what was going on. Only Taoist Came smiled. Lin Ling was ancient martial God Yungu's master, so ancient martial God Yungu didn't dare to accept Lin Ling's bow. Little Ling, look at you, ancient martial God Yungu must be dissatisfied with you. Ancient martial God Yungu's appearance undoubtedly caused Ancestor Extreme Flame to misunderstand that she didn't accept Lin Ling's bow. But, how could this be? If ancient martial God Yungu no longer supported Lin Ling, then Lin Ling would become a legend in the mortal realm and would be in constant trouble. Lin Ling was even more depressed, and could only bow to ancient martial God Yungu again. However, ancient martial God Yungu was even more flattered. She swept past and retreated 100 meters away, like a frightened rabbit. It's not that I don't want to bow, it's that she doesn't want it. Seeing this, Lin Ling was extremely helpless. The corner of Ancestor Extreme Flame's eyes twitched. He still didn't understand what had happened. If you want to bow, it should be me bowing to you. No, it's you who has become a legend in the mortal realm, so there's no need to be so polite. In the distance, ancient martial god Yungu was obviously incoherent and even flattered. Hearing this, everyone was even more confused. Could it be that ancient martial god Yungu had taken a fancy to Lin Ling? However, it was possible. After all, Lin Ling was young and handsome, so it wasn't strange for an elder to take a fancy to him. Thinking about this, the two champions of Champion University suddenly became depressed. They were also good-looking, why didn't ancient martial god Yungu like them? Even the law overlord of the 7 champions had the same thought. He even shook his fat face to attract ancient martial god Yungu's attention. Of course, in the end, he was ignored by her. Without a doubt, if they could get ancient martial god Yungu's help, any one of them could soar to the sky. Lin Ling, this time, I'm here to congratulate you on becoming a legend in the mortal realm. While everyone was lost in their own thoughts, martial god Yungu walked over and smiled. She was extremely excited, she was getting closer and closer to her master. She was willing to stay by her master's side for the rest of her life, even if they were 10 meters apart. Oh, is that so? Thank you, said Lin Ling indifferently. In front of ancient martial god Yungu, he subconsciously put on the airs of a teacher. You stinky little boy, don't be so arrogant. This tone undoubtedly caused Ancestor Tai Yen to feel extremely displeased. Moreover, he was not the only one. Even the 7 emperors blinked their eyes. Lin Ling was extremely courteous to them, yet he was so lazy in the face of the even more powerful martial god Yungu. It had to be said that this freak's way of doing things was really difficult to understand. However, to their surprise, Lin Ling's lazy attitude made ancient martial god Yungu smile. Her smile was so beautiful that it made the flowers pale in comparison. They also saw that ancient martial god Yungu was very excited. Everybody. Chapter 2026. He had waited for 1,000 years. Alright, you can go back first. Lin Ling didn't know what everyone was thinking, but he smiled at ancient martial god Yun. Alright. Ancient martial god Yungu guessed. Lin Ling still did not want to reveal his identity to avoid unnecessary trouble. She immediately nodded obediently and disappeared without a trace. Why do I feel like you're an ancient magnate, and martial god Yun is your junior? Emperor Lisho said in surprise as he watched martial god Yungu leave. Hehe, ancient martial god Yungu treats people kindly. That's her temperament. It's just that you're not familiar with her. Lin Ling explained. Everyone nodded. That seemed to be the case, because they were not familiar with ancient martial god Yungu. Let's not talk about this for now. Let's prepare for the battle of creation in 3 years. Lin Ling said. There will be many variables in the battle of creation 3 years later. What is certain is that the participants will be the ancient giants of the human race, the god king of the celestial race, the great demon king of the devil race, and the ghost emperor of the ghost race. However, it will be difficult for the legends and giants of the human world to participate. The 7th emperor said with a frown. Lin Ling will definitely participate in the tournament. However, Lin Ling must win the Heaven's Pride tournament 1 year from now. Daoist Kame said. In this 1 year, Lin Ling, you have to do your best to improve your strength. Although you have all kinds of trump cards, the competition seems to be looking at individual strength. Yeah. Plus, Prince of Freedom, Fallen Mortal, Heaven-Blessed Martial God, and the others all benefited a lot from the Nation of God. They'll definitely increase their strength this year. Apart from them, the Devil race and the God race also have powerful geniuses. The giants of the mortal world spoke one after another. Lin Ling's power was enough to kill the big shots of the human world, but he relied on external items, such as the Little Saint and the Divine Martial World Suppression Beast. Obviously, such trump cards could not be used in the competition. Lin Ling nodded. He didn't seem to be under much pressure. See you in a year. Alright, we'll wait for your news. That night, they stayed in the rainforest and chatted with each other. Then, they left in the middle of the night. Lin Ling stood calmly on top of a mountain peak in the sacred land of the rainforest, looking into the distance. Master. Not long after, a figure appeared in front of Lin Ling and knelt down. It was martial god Yungu. Little Wu, it's been a long time since we last met. It feels like a dream for me to be back here again. Lin Ling's eyes were deep. At this moment, he wasn't Lin Ling, he was more like Li Xiaoyao. I didn't expect Master to come back. Tears streamed down martial god Yungu's face. She used to be a blade of grass in the demon world. Only after being enlightened by Li Xiaoyao did she transform into a human body. After that, Lin Ling took her in as a disciple and taught her with great care. For ancient martial god Yun, the first person she met in her life was her master. In the years after that, she stayed by her master's side. She didn't ask for any vows of eternal love. As long as she could see her master, she would be very happy. Unfortunately, Li Xiaoyao's target was the martial god realm. In the end, he still left her. At that time, she waited for news of her master's return every day, but in the end, she only received news of her master's death. This news was like a bolt from the blue. In the following life, they stayed together for 1,000 years and waited for another 1,000 years. She had been looking forward to the day when he would return. Even if the stars changed and the sun rose and set, she didn't dare to forget his back. Because the distance between life and death was even greater than the distance between life and death. It was a memory, but in the end, she waited for it. Sigh. Lin Ling sighed softly. He took a step forward and gently helped ancient martial god Yun up. In this life, he had taken in many disciples, but the one who pestered him the most and worshipped him the most was ancient martial god Yun. Master, you're back. Ancient martial god Yun raised her head and looked at Lin Ling, as if she wanted to remember everything about Lin Ling. After 100 reincarnations, I'm indeed back. From now on, I won't let you leave me. Lin Ling nodded. Thank you, Master. Ancient martial god Yun smiled through her tears. With just one sentence, the thousands of years of waiting were worth it. Xiao He, the Dark Dragon Emperor, I saw him last time. He's still in the human realm prison of Chaos Demon Sea. But, where's Xiao Bai? Lin Ling looked into the distance and thought of his 3 disciples, who were also the only disciples recognized by Li Xiaoyao. Xiao Bai is in the demon realm. Later, she went to the ghost realm and hasn't returned for 10,000 years. Ancient martial god Yun said, Master, should I tell them that you're back? If you can find them, then tell them. If you can't find them, then leave everything to fate. After all, they'll still be back in the creation battle in 3 years. Even you may not be able to win the battle of creation in 3 years. You must improve your strength in these 3 years. That's right, Lin Ling said calmly. Ancient martial god Yun quickly nodded and then took out a ring from her hand. Master, there are treasures that Xiao Wu has collected over the years. It's enough for you to recover 40% of your strength. Lin Ling shook his head with a wry smile. I can't accept these treasures. Why? Ancient martial god Yun was surprised. Her surprised look was as cute as a little girl's. Just take it as my pride acting up. How can a master accept treasures from his disciples? Lin Ling shook his head and asked ancient martial god Yun to put away the treasures. She knew that her master was a proud person. Even if he snatched treasures from his enemies, he would not ask for treasures from his own people. Go back. If you need anything, you can come to me. Lin Ling took a deep look at ancient martial god Yun and then said with a smile. Okay. Although ancient martial god Yun wanted to stay by Lin Ling's side, she knew that Lin Ling was still alive and she could come to see him at any time. That was enough. After ancient martial god Yun left, Lin Ling was still standing on the top of the mountain, looking calm. He was preparing for the Heavenly Talents competition in a year's time. Lin Ling guessed that his opponent would at most be a LV1 martial emperor. He was not afraid of such strength, but he needed a lot of cultivation resources. Grand Sage Realm. Then, Lin Ling laughed. If he remembered correctly, there were a lot of treasures in that place. In the following days, Lin Ling also entered a state of cultivation. Although he lacked cultivation resources, he could improve the power of his martial techniques. Especially the underworld flame. Because the underworld flame had not reached its limit, it was not comparable to the celestial demon dominating Earth body. Moreover, Lin Ling also knew that although he was a legend in the mortal realm, many people still wanted him dead if they had the chance. Therefore, improving his strength was indispensable. When Lin Ling entered seclusion, ancient martial god Yun returned to the ancient martial god Yun Gu immortal platform. The first thing she did was to find the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother. Master, why didn't you kill Lin Ling? The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was punished to enter seclusion for 1,000 years. She knelt on the ground and said unwillingly. He is not someone you can provoke. Ancient martial god Yun Gu said indifferently, which made the Jade Lake Heavenly Mother tremble. Lin Ling was just a junior. Although he had some ability, he was not someone she could provoke. Master, are you also? The Jade Lake Heavenly Mother was surprised. I can't provoke him either. From now on, don't provoke him anymore. If he wants to kill you, I will be the first to act. Chapter 2027. 6 Paths of Reincarnation, Animal Path. Jade Lake's Heavenly Mother was stunned. She had been following her master since she was a child. She had an indescribable feeling towards her master. Not only was it worship and gratitude, but there was also a kind of abnormal love. That's right, love. Although this kind of feeling shouldn't be born, she didn't know why, but she liked her master very much. Perhaps, her master was the most gentle and beautiful woman in the world. I don't believe it. Jade Lake's Heavenly Mother's eyes turned red. She didn't believe that her master would kill her for a mere junior. Even if she was beaten to death, she wouldn't believe it. After Lin Ling was crowned emperor, the world had a short period of peace. Lin Ling, on the other hand, was cultivating in his Zifu. Using the time he spent in his Zifu, he finally managed to raise the grade of the Flame of Yellow Springs to the 5th grade of the Divine grade. He was also able to cast the 3rd path of the 6 paths of reincarnation, the path of animal. It could be said that he wasn't weaker than any of the desolate children. Excluding cultivation, he surpassed them in all other areas. And the animal path brought about a terrifying 10,000 laws. It could also be said that unless one's talent surpassed Lin Ling's, Lin Ling could kill a first-level martial emperor. If the 7 emperors knew about Lin Ling's cultivation progress, they would definitely be shocked. Apart from increasing his own strength, Lin Ling also helped Yu and Yue, Little Flame, and the others to increase their strength by leaps and bounds. Each of them stepped into the Xian D10 heroes. This kind of progress was undoubtedly terrifying to many people. Even Little Flame and the others felt that it was a dream. However, what made them speechless was that this kind of progress was too slow in Lin Ling's eyes. In the following days, Little Flame and the others also went out to train. Lin Ling focused on nurturing Yu and the others. This was because Yu and the others' talents were higher than Lin Ling's, and with the help of the Violet Palace, their strength increased like bamboo shoots after a spring rain. They were only slightly weaker than Lin Ling. This led to the fact that in the rainforest sacred land, other than Lin Ling, Yu and the others were the second strongest. Now that I've used up all my cultivation resources, it's about time to find new ones. Today, Lin Ling said with a smile. Where are we going to find them? Right now, the human realm's highest imperial palace has collapsed, those treasures have all been plundered clean. Yu Yu said with her small nose wrinkled. Even though she was a mother, she was still extremely cute. Lin Ling scratched her little nose and said, "Let's go to the saint's grand domain, there's something we need there." "Alright then, let's go together." Anue was still a frosty beauty, but only when she looked at Lin Ling would she reveal a beautiful smile. Upon hearing this, Yu Yu excitedly nodded her head. It had been a long time since they had ventured out with Lin Ling. In the past, they were weak and could only be a burden to Lin Ling. However, they would definitely be of help to Lin Ling now. The three of them chatted for a moment before leaving. They didn't tell anyone else apart from informing Ancestor Extreme Flame. In the sky, the Dragon Turtle battleship appeared and headed towards the Chaotic Demon Sea, because the Saint's Grand Domain was on the other side of the Chaotic Demon Sea. After spending a day, the three of them stopped at the Chaotic Demon Sea, put away the Dragon Turtle battleship, and walked. Rumble. While the three of them were strolling, terrifying waves erupted from the depths of the sea, as if the sea was flowing backwards. Within them, a large number of mountain-sized lightning demon sharks appeared. Their terrifying aura caused the heavens and earth to change colors. Yu Yu and Anue's faces froze. They sensed that those lightning demon sharks were extremely terrifying. Lin Ling's expression was calm. In fact, he specially brought Yu Yu and the rest here so that they could raise their combat strength. "Go, get rid of them." "Lin Ling, you're not going to do anything." Yu Yu and the rest were shocked. "Didn't you say that you wanted to help? The small demons we saw along the way must be you guys." Lin Ling grinned. "Baddie." Yu Yu and the rest said at the same time, wrinkling their little noses, but they still charged forward. Yu Yu's innate talent was a divine body, stronger than Lin Ling's innate talent, but she wasn't familiar with it. But even so, her strength could enter the ranks of the sons of Huang. That was because during this period of time, she had crazily raised her strength, and her cultivation realm was higher than Lin Ling, reaching Wuxing's 10th stage realm. As for Anue, she had the spirit ice profound body, and her cultivation realm was the same as Lin Ling, but her laws were slightly weaker than Yu Yu's. Sometimes Lin Ling was jealous of them, but he felt that it was normal. Profound body innate talent was indeed heaven-defying. Heavenly blessing. Like a fairy floating across the sea, Yu Yu instantly made her move, and a colorful power of laws exploded. It was the power of the 5 elements. Spiritual realm. As for Anue, it was the combination of laws and soul power. Her attack was formless and colorless, very similar to the extreme realm that she cultivated in the past. Boom boom boom. On the sea, a large number of lightning demon sharks exploded. Although these demonic beasts were terrifying, it was a pity that they met Yu Yu and the rest. Woo woo. Those lightning demon sharks were immediately frightened. Those 2 women were too strong. Seeing this, Yu Yu and the rest also planned to stop. After seeing the lightning demon sharks disappear, they all walked towards Lin Ling, but at this moment, a sudden change occurred. Under their feet, a black shadow of lightning rushed out from the sea. It was the lightning demon sharks. Obviously, those lightning demon sharks were cruel by nature. How could they easily give up on their prey? Yu Yu and the rest's faces changed. In a moment of anxiety, they once again used their full strength, and in the end, they only suffered light injuries. Until all the lightning demon sharks were killed, Lin Ling solemnly said, "Don't be merciful to your enemies, because if you are merciful, it is cruel to your loved ones." Lin Ling was using this opportunity to guide Yu Yu and the rest. "I know. Next time, I won't be merciful." Yu Yu and the rest lowered their heads. Although they had killed people before, those people were people who deserved to be killed. But facing an enemy who chose not to fight, they couldn't do it. Their temperament was a bit too kind. This temperament was nothing in the past, but now that the human race was facing a great calamity, they had to be more decisive. "It's good that you remember." Lin Ling also gave them some guidance, and just as he was about to leave with Yu Yu and the rest, a terrifying killing intent instantly arrived. Lin Ling, I trust you have been well since we last met. Above the sea, ghostly energy roared, and demonic energy surged. A large number of people appeared, blocking in front of Lin Ling and the rest. The person in the lead was the pink second prince. In the past, Lin Ling had humiliated him with 2 punches in the nation of gods, and this grudge had always been in his heart. But after Lin Ling was crowned emperor, there were countless powerhouses around him, and this caused him to not dare to approach Lin Ling. But here, he didn't have to fear anything. So it's you. Lin Ling's face sank. The pink prince said coldly, I have already investigated you, and I know that your strength is indeed terrifying, but it is all because of external items. Lin Ling frowned and said, so what? It's nothing. I am only targeting your strength, so I brought some stronger powerhouses. They should be slightly stronger than you. Come out, Ghost Ancestor Tong Tian. Chapter 2028. Beyond Imagination. This expert's strength had actually reached the 5th stage of Wu Xing's realm. His strength was extremely terrifying. Come out, savage devil throne. Almost at the same time, Pink Prince shouted coldly once again. A throne floated down from the sky, and circles of black devil chi rippled out. This throne's aura was extraordinary, and was obviously an extremely powerful treasure of the Devil Clan. You actually brought the Devil Kingdom's Crystal Master's throne, your father really dotes on you. Lin Ling's face became even gloomier. Lin Ling, you have good knowledge. Previously I wanted to surprise you a little, but who knew that you would recognize the throne? That's right, this throne is my father's throne, and it can restrain your ancient heavenly crow. If you don't believe me, you can try. Pink Prince laughed out loud, as though he had already killed Lin Ling. Hearing that, Lin Ling pondered for a moment, and with a wave of his right hand, a black shadow shot out from his purple mansion. It was the ancient heavenly crow. However, the moment the ancient heavenly crow came out, the mysterious throne emitted a devil's might, overbearing and majestic. The ancient heavenly crow stopped flying, as though it did not dare to violate the throne's prestige, and showed signs of hesitation. In the end, the enchantment in the depths of its soul exploded, and the ancient heavenly crow fell. Seeing that, Lin Ling's face turned even uglier. That throne was specially used to restrain some demonic beasts, and had the might of a devil god. A crow died just like that. Lin Ling, let's try releasing a few more. Pink Prince was undoubtedly excited, and the Devil Clan behind him were also laughing out loud. Lin Ling's methods had been suppressed. And without those methods, Lin Ling was only so. The last time you punched me twice, now it's time to settle the old score. Pink Prince licked his lips, and at the same time stared at Yu Yu and the rest. He sneered, after you die, your women will belong to me. The tournament of heaven's chosen is about to begin. Can't you be like Prince Xiaoyao and the rest, and end your grudges in the tournament? Lin Ling said coldly. Are you afraid of me? Are you begging for mercy? I'm sorry, but I can't wait for that day. I can't wait to kill you. Pink Prince laughed even louder. Seeing Lin Ling beg for mercy made him very happy. Are you so sure you can kill me? However, Lin Ling quickly said. How hard is it to kill you? Killing a human realm legend isn't hard at all for me. Stop trying to be mysterious. After today, the human realm will spread the news that human realm legend Lin Ling has fallen in the Chaos Demon Sea. The one who killed him is Pink Prince. Kill! Pink Prince bared his fangs and roared. As soon as he finished speaking, the Tong Tian ghost ancestor behind him pounced forward, and a ghastly wind blew. From the looks of it, this Tong Tian ghost ancestor was even stronger than ordinary human realm giants. Pink Prince, after you kill him, you must do what you promised me. Clearly, this ghost ancestor Tong Tian had reached some sort of agreement with Pink Prince. Woo woo. The water ghost's voice reverberated through the air, causing one's scalp to go numb. It could make one lose the ability to fight in an instant. That was the law of resentment. According to legend, every drowned person had extremely dense resentment, and the Tong Tian ghost ancestor was undoubtedly the ancestor of cultivating resentment. Little Saint. Staring at the water ghosts that filled the sky, Lin Ling let out a low roar. A black shadow shot out from his sleeves and transformed into a black torrent. It collided with the Rain Ghost King in an unstoppable manner. For a moment, they were evenly matched. Pink Prince was not surprised by this. He invited the Tong Tian Ghost Ancestor King with the purpose of entangling Lin Ling's mysterious ancient snake. Without the mysterious ancient snake, coupled with the fact that Lin Ling could not use the ancient heaven divine crow, wouldn't Lin Ling be easily captured? Kill. The demons also rushed over and fought with Yu Yu and the others. Pink Prince strode towards Lin Ling. Now, what other trump cards do you have? The law around his body crazily spiraled and rose. To him, Lin Ling was already half a step into hell. Pink Sky Fist. He directly unleashed a terrifying punch. The law had reached 6,000. To any 10th stage realm Wusheng, this was extremely terrifying. Of course, the demon race's cultivation method that he cultivated could raise the law energy by a certain margin. Even Lin Ling was shocked. Because not long ago, all of his laws had not reached 5,000. Of course, this was not long ago. Evasion domain. With a low shout, Lin Ling disappeared from the spot. Pink Prince's expression changed slightly. Lin Ling still had a trump card. Moreover, his law and innate talent combined together could freeze the dust and turn it into demon stone. But Lin Ling could actually avoid it. How was this possible? Looks like you're still hiding a powerful move. But that's it. Pink Prince's eyes turned cold. Lin Ling was a mysterious person. The trump cards that he had were all unfathomable. Hence, he wanted to kill Lin Ling even more. Spontaneous devil blood ignition, 8,000 exclusive world. Pink Prince's entire body emitted a red glow as though he had opened up the Devil Kingdom. This move was obviously learnt from the Devil Kingdom's Crystal Master Great Demon King. In the red glow, the law energy became even more terrifying, almost reaching 10,000. Numerous Devil Clan members charged out, turning the sea into a Devil Sea. Haha, kill him. Those Devil Clan members who were surrounding the scene were all in high spirits. On seeing the terrifying law energy in the sky attacking, Lin Ling's lips curled into a cold smile. Pink Prince had found out some of his trump cards. But alas, his trump cards weren't only this. Not to mention other things, just based on the berserk armor, he wasn't afraid of Pink Prince. You're only a so-so. This time, Lin Ling didn't choose to defend. Instead, he stretched out his left hand and white flames spread out like a tide, but it was sinister and cold. The moment the flames appeared, the temperature of heaven and earth seemed to drop by several degrees. What? Pink Prince sensed that terrifying power and his expression changed drastically. Lin Ling had the underworld flames, but it didn't seem to be this powerful the last time. I know you're confused. Then, I'll let you die with a clear understanding. The last time was the last time. To me, Lin Ling, if I can't increase my strength next time, then I'm not qualified to protect my family. 6 paths of reincarnation, reincarnation of heaven and earth. Under the law, enter my reincarnation, beast path. White flames drifted out, forming a dazzling giant flaming wheel in the sky. That was the 6 paths of reincarnation. Rumble. A terrifying suction force was born. More than 10,000 law energy exploded, turning the sea into a ghost domain. The sea water soared into the sky, and countless fishes and prawns were brought into the reincarnation as though it was the wrath of heaven and earth. As for Pink Prince, his eyes widened. He realized that Lin Ling's law energy was more powerful than his. His devil kingdom flew toward the reincarnation in the sky. It couldn't stop it at all. Even he couldn't avoid the reincarnation. What? Of course, it wasn't just him. Even the Water Ghost King was shocked. Lin Ling and Wu Sheng were only in the 9th stage realm, but they exploded with the law energy of a martial emperor. I don't want to enter the reincarnation. Pink Prince cried out miserably. His body flew toward the reincarnation flames in the sky. He didn't expect that today's ambush would be complete. But he still had to die. Unfortunately, it was too late for him to realize this now. Gradually, Pink Prince disappeared into the reincarnation. The Devil Clan on the sea were stunned. They came to kill Lin Ling, but their prince died. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.